This man would have no problem dragging me off to a dungeon. Then you slide me in a tiny little area where I barely fit. I'm claustrophobic, so it starts to freak me out. My shoulders are big and burly. That's why you're afraid. And why do my hands need to go behind my back? Why do I have to be completely debilitated? They treat me like total crap. I can't look at them in the eyes. I have to look at the floor. And then if I give any kind of resistance and don't give them full dominion over my fingers as they fingerprint me, then what happens next is they slam my head into the wall. That's happened to me once. Every day, 100 emails of people saying, please help me. I got this jackboot thug pig here in Texas. I got a guy in LA. I got a story on camera. He got picked up for not paying traffic ticket. He's now HIV positive. It's not just one or two, and it's not a few bad apples. You have bad apples on this police department. I'm not going to a dungeon because this pig over here and this pig over here want to drag. I mean, look at the terror flag he's wearing. Look at the terror flag he's wearing. Video. What happened?
That's his business, not yours.
My business to ask, though, you know what I mean? I was actually going to drop the cameras and go into Kung Fu mode. Good thing you came back. If you hadn't come back, I was going to Kung Fu, bro. I'm just standing there filming, you know? These guys are so predictable. Such beta male chumpzillas that when you put torture cuffs on someone, you're torturing them.
I appreciate your information.
Well, it might not affect you at all. You might not give a rat's ass about another man. How many cops you guys need? You guys need a few more cops here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get another giant like this one. There's no third party to film cops searching your car. I mean, one time after I became known across the country, then the cops didn't put me in torture cuffs quite as tight. I was in torture cuffs and the guy tried to cut off the blood to my ulnar nerve in my arm. That's why this hand shakes now. That's what he did. He's got his hands on his head like a POW though. You know, I'm not a fan of police, but at the same time, I'll treat you like an individual. Absolutely. Until someone gives me a directive or tries to demand my ID or.
No, so you can't do that in here. You can do dogs all you want.
So let me
report other people.
Now let me tell you this: go pound sand. Go pound sand, bro. Jump down on your knees and eat my shorts. I'm filming them right now. What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it?
Well, I can keep it going.
No, you can't. No, you can't. Go ahead. Now let me educate this dirty jackboot thug pig. You have a First Amendment right to film police. That right does not change when you go into a police lobby. It's right there, the right to film cops. You got people like that who don't know that this is a public forum. I can film in here anytime I'd like. What are you gonna do about it?
Well,
you're not gonna do a damn thing. And if you do, I'll sue you personally under 1983. And then you'll face federal district court. Or take your happy ass back to your office and flee like a little dog.
That was easy.
Look at this kid. Look at him. Little stick figure they put in a costume.
That one there was a violation. Personally, I wouldn't have it.
This is a kid. I could wipe the green from out behind his ears. Don't do this crap. Was your daddy a pig? Tell me what happened. Retire now, dude. Are you going to physically stop me from doing my job?
I'm not going to physically do that.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to walk around here and take some videos.
Okay.
So if you're done, then head on back.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good day.
Appreciate you.
Okay.
So that was a lie.
Today I just held with police report. Found a car or mailing.
What did he say?
My dad was in the police department from 1946 to 1981. He retired as a shift commander. And I'll tell you what, this fire station was built in 1969. And he was here from 69 to 81. He was a shift commander here. And before that, you know where the big city hall is? When he first started, that city hall was built in about 1955. And the old city hall, he was in there. And then after that, but is there anybody I could talk to here?
Huh? Unless they want to come down to the gym.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
Instead of walking around sighing and breathing hard.
I don't like where this is going.
They're literally colluding together at the front and blocking me from entering.
Come on, man.
Dude, you better grab me while you got that badge on. I'm not going to physically challenge you, dude. Not while you got the badge on and you're working in a security capacity. I'm not going to challenge you. Hey, there we are. There's an officer of the law. I don't go in there and smash that desk and beat everybody up and say, I'll do what I want because I agree to live under a series of laws. I've agreed to that. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I won't violate your rights just like I don't want you to violate mine. I want a matter of record. I'm not willingly walking off. He's telling me if I don't leave that he's going to arrest me. And so as a man of law and order who respects the social contract and the rule of law, I'm going to do what he tells me to, because if I don't do what he tells me, he's going to arrest me. You are a bro. You're not tough at all. With your badge and gun, you got no badge and gun, you're a wuss. Don't get in my face, punk ass.
Excuse me.
Think you're a man with a gun in your hand, don't you?
You're a jack. Thank you for being a good. I'm telling you, dude.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Dude, get your hand off my camera, lady. I'm fired. Your dad's a pig. Your dad is a pig.
Call my dad a pig?
I think your dad's a pig, bro.
Really?
Are you really? Get off me, bro. Get off me, bro. You want to attack me? Do it. Go ahead.
No, I'm not.
Go ahead.
Trying to get...
Go ahead. What's the matter? You don't want to be on camera now that you tried to attack me? You can't attack me, dude. You need to get on a stair stepper for a while.
Where is law
Got a
enforcement?
minute and 46.
For law enforcement for what? For having a civil discussion? Name and badge number. Name and badge number. What's your name and badge number? Hey, you have to identify yourself according to policy.
Leave him alone.
No, he has to identify.
No, he doesn't.
Yes,
Leave
he
him
does.
alone. Go back to California. Leave them alone.
You're upset because he didn't identify himself.
You can't act in your official capacity and not give your name and badge number. This cop comes out here and starts demanding me around and then threatens me that he's going to come out. Well, then do it. Do it. Put me in torture cuffs. Then I get damages. Right now it'll be a declaratory judgment. He came out and asked me if my name was Dan. I said, I'm not going to tell you my name's Dan or not. And then he said, well, you can't film in here. You're making someone feel uncomfortable. So then I went right over and I put the camera on. The guy said, what are you going to do about it?
Got his name on the back here, and you also have my card with my contact information. We went away from badge numbers because we changed from badge numbers to department
Solomon
seniority.
Aries. Is he a lieutenant, a captain, a sergeant? What is Solomon?
He's a police officer.
He's an officer.
Yeah,
Well,
yes, sir.
he should not be promoted. You don't get to not identify and act in your official capacity. And that is worth filing for. It'll take me about 4 hours to write.
Policy not to jump out of people's vehicles.
But you guys killed the battery. Are you going to help her get her car started?
Can't base off my policy.
Off your policy. What's your name and badge number?
What?
So that you can identify the thousands of people watching.
Why do I need to identify myself?
Because you're an officer on duty, and according to the LVMPD handbook, when someone asks you for your name and badge number, you're supposed to give it.
Based off what?
Your handbook that I've read, that you have not read, obviously. I'm a member of the press. I'm a member of the press. I need to identify you. Okay, I'll do what I do.
I grew up in this town, and this is bullshit.
They were going
They left the lights on. I can't even steer my car.
If you're going to one up and you're going to film the police, you better know what you're going to say and how you're going to say it. You have to practice saying it. So when you see a copper, you're going to run up and you're going to say, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be filming this interaction. I invoke my First Amendment right. You can address me as Mr. Good Citizen. You have to have your stick down. Cop comes up to me and says something. I'm a little bit confused.
You can leave
I'm
our
going to
scene.
stand
Yes, you
right
can,
here.
sir.
I'm standing in the parking lot. I came to
Sir,
get
would
gas.
you like me to
and you guys,
trespass this individual
you
from your
can't
property?
trespass me. Honey, you can't solicit a trespass. Go ahead, let's follow it. Let's see if you're gonna get sued. She's trying to solicit a trespass from owners. It's illegal. You guys are seeing it all over the country. Auditors are getting arrested left and right. And why are they getting arrested? Because they don't have their stick down. They don't have their lingo, their jargon, their mumbo jumbo, and they don't invoke their rights. Now, when the cop comes up to me, the first thing I'm gonna say is, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. What's your name and badge number? Now, I just said that I get to be quiet and you have to tell me who you are. You see the power in that? You see the power in that? Yo, what's going on out there in the land of YouTube? How is everybody today? Good to see good to see everybody. I am just getting back from the gymnasium, so I am sweating like a big dog, but that's okay. How is everybody? What is going on out there? As you guys can see, whew, sweating. But as you guys know, I was just in the dungeon, so welcome everybody. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Welcome to another rendition of Delete Laws. If you would please, everybody, hit the like button. Take your finger right there and just the thumbs up down there. Just hit the like button real quick. And then if you would please type down in the comment section, OTVO stands for Overturn Terry versus Ohio. Put it in the comment section for me if you would. Pretty please, with sugar and cherry on top. I want to show you guys something. I saw this. I want to show you this. This is something that came up the other day. As I was subscribed to this channel. I'm no longer subscribed to this channel. And the reason why is because of the interview that this guy did with Sheriff Grady. So I want to show you guys this. And
You have no sympathy.
so for Valuetainment, who's got 5.8 million subscribers, you know, hey brother, I have unsubscribed. I have unsubscribed from your channel. I have unsubscribed. And the reason why I've unsubscribed is I want to show you. Here is what happened on this channel.
Sympathy for that man.
Zero.
Death penalty. How do you feel about the death penalty?
Well, I like the death penalty. We should have, instead of an electric chair, we should have an electric bench, so we can put them all on the bench together and, you know, light them up all at once.
You're not joking.
No, I'm not at all.
Tell me why.
Well, because the only people that get the death penalty are cold-blooded, first-degree murderers. They're vile, they're nasty, they're dangerous. And as a result, we need to give them a fair trial. We need to give them the appellate process, because I believe in our criminal justice system. So once you've had your trial, and once you've had your first appeal, your second appeal, heck, give them 3 appeals. Then we need to light them up or shoot the juice to them, whichever way the state wants it. But at that point in time, understand, this is not a couple of drunks that got in a fight and one shot the other at a bar. Okay? Both of them were involved in an event. This is somebody who premeditated a murder of an innocent person who had every right to walk the face of the earth till they grew very old and died.
How do you think a child predator, a 40-year-old man, sexually abusing a 10-year-old girl or a 10-year-old boy, what do you see? Do you see death penalty for them as well?
Oh, absolutely. That's more horrific than murder in my estimation, because
is that the highest for you?
Well, you cannot by law. Well, we just instituted capital punishment for sexual battery in Florida. I have every confidence the United States Supreme Court's going to strike that down. They already have.
So this is him talking about how he glorifies killing people. But this right here, I left several comments down below. This right here will make your blood boil. And the reason I unsubscribed, you guys will see my comments down there, delete laws. We're going to get into it, but this is about Sonia Massey.
Spray them with chemical agent.
And
Sonia Massey, this video comes out.
Just listen to this for a second. Just listen for a minute. Just listen to how this host lets this cop sit here and lie and lie and lie and lie. And if you read the comments below, I told him that I unsubscribed. I mean, he's got 5.8 million subscribers, so it's not like he's going to be missing me or anything. He's going to go, oh, Chille left. He doesn't even notice me come, won't notice me leave. That's fine. But I unsubscribed. And you watch. I'm going to stop at about the 5-minute mark here.
Just a couple weeks ago, 36-year-old Sonia Massey was shot and killed in her home by Deputy Sean Grayson. And I like when you say, if we do something wrong, we'll talk about it. If we don't, we do. Mistakes are going to be made. This is what you said like an hour ago, right? Rob, if you can play the clip. I'm curious to know how you process the interaction from beginning to the end. Go ahead, Rob.
You have an ID, that makes things so much easier. I just driver's license will do, and then I'll get out of your hair.
I want to show y'all my paperwork.
I will get your paperwork.
What paperwork?
Okay. I got some paperwork.
Well, just get your ID.
Well, let's get your ID first, and then
one task at a time here.
Okay. Let me
here, grab your ID for me.
Okay.
Your ID, one task at a time. So let's do an ID, and then you can dig around for your paperwork.
I don't know where my ID is.
You have that stack right there, maybe.
1 second.
Check on her.
Let me get this.
No, we don't need a fire while we're here.
All right. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Where are you going?
Huh?
Where are you going?
Away from your hot steaming water.
Away from my hot steaming water?
Yeah.
Oh, I would rebuke you in the name of Jesus. I rebuke you in the name of
You better fucking not. I swear to God, I'll fucking shoot you in your fucking face.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Drop the fucking pot! Drop the fucking pot!
Pause it while you're there. Yeah. So how do you process this? I'm sure you've seen it.
I've watched it over and over and over and over and over and over and over.
This is your world. What do you think about it?
It is horrible. There is absolutely, you accept this as you see it. Now, I saw a longer version than this, where they were actually at the front door and came back.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell that she has some issues,
Mm-hmm.
okay? That she's got some potential mental issues. It is horrible. It is horrible. And I am thinking to myself, if you thought she posed a danger, why did you let her go over there? Why didn't the backup go take the pot of boiling water and pour it into the sink, right? When she's holding it and the backup backs up, she sees it and goes, well, why are you backing up? Well, I don't want a pot of hot boiling water. She's standing there holding it.
Mm-hmm.
He says, drop the water. Well, it is rational to me that if she drops that pot of hot water at her feet, it's all over her.
Mm-hmm.
I saw no overt action of her being a threat to him at all. Zero. It is horrible. It is unacceptable. And as I understand, they immediately arrested him, as they should have, and put him in jail. You can't explain it. Let me tell you what we do at the sheriff's office. We take examples like this and we make them into training films of what never to do.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as my staff finishes that training film, we will take that to all of our roll calls, and then we'll set it on a periodic loop
Mm-hmm.
and make our guys watch.
Sorry about that. My sound was off. Remember, I'm getting back in the swing of things here. You guys can hear me okay now. I'm not muted anymore. So I'm not showing you this because of what he says about Sonia Massey. I'm showing you this because of what he's about to say next. But it doesn't work without hearing what he said about Sonia Massey. And then I want you to hear how the host, when Sheriff Brady Judd sits there and says a bunch of what he says, you'll hear it, and how the host will say, respect, respect, respect for what you're saying. And you tell me if what this guy says is true or false. You let me know if what Sheriff Judd says here is true or false.
Watch it over and over and over about the horribleness of that action. That lady needed help. And that was, there's not adequate words. There's not adequate words. To quote my director of training, he said, boss, he said, we can have a series of what nots to do out of this clip.
Out of this clip.
Out of this clip. And we will. My heart breaks for the family, for that lady. That should have never happened. The backup guy, I can only imagine he had to be going, what did you just do? There's no way to explain
Can
that.
I ask you a question? I had a friend of mine. I used to train with this guy at Bally Total Fitness back in the days. I don't know if you're familiar with Bally's gyms back in the days. They're no longer in business. And he was the sweetest guy. Maybe the sweetest friend I had. Gentle, just incredible sweetheart. Becomes a cop. And one of the friends of his who was a cop was on juice, was on steroids, okay? So he gets on it as well. And then 6 months later, his energy is a different energy. A year later, 2 years later, 3 years later, all of a sudden, like I'm seeing like he's becoming an asshole is what he's becoming, right? And I'm like, hey, bro, you got to tone it down, man. The way you're talking to your girl, the way you're talking to your brother, the way you're talking to people, it's a little bit like you're doing it in front of people, and you sound a little bit. Oh, let me tell you, between you and I, man, when you become a cop and the badge has got so much, man, the uniform and the gun and all this other stuff, right? Steroids is one thing, where it's kind of like cocaine. Makes you feel like you can you're King Kong, right? For certain people. What signs do you see? Because a part of it, you want cops to be big and intimidating where they can prevent things from happening, and agility and ability and health and all this other stuff.
No, we don't. We don't. We don't. Listen to this cop sucker, and it gets worse.
Do you see? Because a part of it, you want cops to be big and intimidating where they can prevent things from happening, and agility and ability and health and all this other stuff. How do you coach your folks who are working for you when you're managing the things they put in their body to become in shape, the temperament, lowering the temperature, seeing signs where a guy like this, listen, this is not for you, bro. I've seen you snap before. This is too much. How do you teach that?
Yeah, first and foremost, steroids are against the law unless they're given in a medical environment.
It's not hard to find it nowadays.
That's right. But if you do that, we not only fire you, but we put you in jail.
What if the doctor's given it?
No, we would not agree with that either.
Is that across the board in America, or is it?
That's in our organization.
Okay, got it.
And it's in most professional organizations.
Got it.
So we teach and coach. We tell everyone, you deliver customer service with a sense of urgency. You're honest, ethical, and moral all of the time. And you treat people and talk to people the way you want your mother treated and talked to. If you have to spray them with chemical agent, they have to make you.
Okay, hold on.
You're honest, ethical, customer service.
Okay, so this is the reason why I unsubscribed from Valuetainment. I was subscribed because he has some pretty good people on his podcast that come on and talk. But now listen to what Sheriff Brady Judge says. Listen to this nonsense. And listen to how there's zero pushback. Absolutely zero pushback. Listen to this hunk of steaming shit on a plate served to you to have for dinner, and not a single word of this is true. Not a single word is true. Listen to this bullshit.
We teach and coach.
We teach and coach. Put a 1 in the chat if that's not true. Listen to the rest of it.
We tell everyone, you deliver customer service with a sense of urgency. You're honest, ethical, and moral all of the time. And you treat people and talk to people the way you want your mother treated and talked to. If you have to
Is that true? Put a 1 in the chat if that's not true. You treat people how you want your mother to be treated. Is that what the cops are doing in Florida? Is that how the cops are talking and treating the people in Florida?
The way you want your mother treated and talked to.
It gets worse because the host is going to drop right down on his knees and just start cop sucking. Listen to this.
If you have to spray them with chemical agent, they have to make you spray them with chemical agent.
Is that true? Is that true? If you have to spray them with chemical agent, the person has to make you. Is that true?
Mother treated and talked to. If you have to spray them with chemical agent, they have to make you spray them with chemical agent with their conduct. If you have to use a taser, they have to make you use a taser.
What a load of shit. Really? What a load of shit on a stick. That is such bullshit.
And if you have to use a firearm, they have to make you use a firearm with their outrageous conduct that's clearly putting your life in immediate danger of death. That was none of that. None of that. So we train it and coach it and train it. And I make no bones about it. You can't hold the community accountable till you first hold the men and women of the sheriff's office accountable. You violate the law at the sheriff's office, we put you in jail.
What a load of shit.
Fire you if you don't resign. And then I do a press release. and I hold everybody accountable. But that's what the community wants and expects. Our trust is through the roof with the sheriff's office.
Is that right? Is that right? Is that right? Their trust is through the roof at the sheriff's office. Well, you know, it's funny because I sat down with somebody who I've known my entire life the other day. Since I was a boy, I've known this person. And when I sat down with her, I explained to her that these guys are jackboot thug pigs to half of us. The other half of us are anointed, have money, pigmentation. There's a lot of reasons why cops are ACAB to half of us. And when I explained to her that this is the sheriff that you're going to get, but it's never the sheriff that I've gotten, she said, I'm sorry, but I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I think that's just your experience. Put a 1 in the chat if it's your experience. And now the bullshit right here is going to double and triple. Listen to this.
Because we're there to help. I've got a charity. We raise $300,000 or $400,000 a year, and that
listen to this dog shit
through the roof with the sheriff's office. Because we're there to help.
You're there to help.
I've got a charity.
He's got a charity.
We raise $300,000 or $400,000 a year, and that charity is to help people in the community that are less fortunate, to make sure that we appropriately honor the men and women who give their life and in addition to that, we've got another operation where warehouses, when they damage something, they can't sell it publicly. Their deal is keep it confidential and we'll give it to you. We warehouse and give away probably $1 million, $2 million worth of product a year to the different communities that are less fortunate. We go above and beyond. So when you love the community and respect them first,
okay,
the overwhelming majority of the community.
Hold on. Okay. So as this guy sits there and lies, he's lying from the moment he starts talking until the very last second. He is a lying JBTP. Hey, Sheriff Grady, why don't you interview with me, bud? Why don't you come sit down with me? Because I'm going to say, show me your receipts. I'm going to say, hey, let's send out a few activists on ride along with you guys, and let's see if you're courteous, respectful, and faithful, and all the bullshit you just talked. What really pissed me off was listening to the host listen to this bullshit, lie after lie after lie, and hear the host go, respect. Gotta love respect. Really? I guess it must be nice being a multimillionaire, bro, because your skin pigmentation went to light, and your perspective went to dog shit. This guy's sitting here lying, and the host goes, respect. Respect what? Respect he's sitting there lying? Respect that he's sitting there lying, lie after lie after lie? Listen to the bullshit. Listen to the host say, respect.
Warehouse and give away probably $1 million, $2 million worth of product a year to the different communities that are less fortunate.
Then why do half the people hate you, dude?
We go above and beyond. So respect.
Oh, you go above and beyond. Respect. It makes me sick.
Communities that are less fortunate. We go above and beyond. So respect. When you love the community and respect them first, the overwhelming majority of the community love you and respect you back, and that's what we do. And we don't allow law enforcement officers to bulk up on steroids and act like super jerk. If they do, they just can't stay there. And we coach, but we keep records. And if people are misbehaving and they don't coach up, they just got to go. It doesn't mean we don't like you, but you just can't work it.
Can you say it again? So customer service with a sense of urgency, talk to people and treat people the way your mother wants you to. What was the other three? You said three other things.
Let me, we had orientation once a month. We hire, and I go down, and when I open up orientation, I say, ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad that you're here today. I want you to be here 25 or 30 years, and here's what we expect of you. You've got to be honest, ethical, and moral all of the time. You've got to deliver customer service with a sense of urgency all of the time. And you've got to treat people and talk to people the way you want your mother treated and talked to all of the time. If you're forced to raise your voice with someone, they have to make you use that tone of voice. If you have to use chemical agent, they have to make you use that chemical agent. If you have to use a taser, they have to make you use that taser. If you have to use a firearm to stop from dying or stop someone else from dying, the folks make the choice for you to use that taser or that firearm. You don't make that choice. And if you don't follow those edicts, you can't work here. And we coach that from day one until the day you retire 25 years from now.
Okay. Did you hear the steaming pile of bullshit? Thanks, SWE. He's from Sweden. He's not even American. And he jumps in here all the time. Did you hear that load of bullshit? Did you hear it? What a load of shit on a stick. I mean, truly and really, let's take a look. Talk to people like they're your mother, cops. Then I put on, then this is my comment. I unsubscribed because I was a subscriber. I can't believe I was ever subscribed to this cop sucking channel. What a joke of an interview. This guy should be embarrassed. I'm glad you're rich, bro. You're going to need it, or at least be able to afford the backhoe to dig yourself out of the bullshit that you just allowed to be surrounded around you. What dog shit. Cops treat people like your mother. Okay. Host is a cop sucker. Brady sits there and lies, and you hear the cop sucking host, who must be so rich he never has to travel. I mean, right? I mean, am I wrong about that? The host of this show must be so rich he never has to drive down the road. He never sees cops hiding on the side of the road. The cops never get behind him in his Bugatti, right? He never has to deal with cops ever. It's like the Supreme Court that we have. They've never had to deal with cops like you and I have, so they are completely out of touch. They have no idea what the hell is going on in the world because they've never had to actually deal with the police state that we live in today. They've just got to do whatever the hell they want. You hear the cop-sucking host say respect after Brady lies. What a joke this interview is. He paints the cop out to be saints. The host says respect. That's the part that really chapped me.
In our organization.
Okay, got it.
And it's in most professional organizations.
Got it.
So we teach and coach. We tell everyone you deliver customer service with a sense of urgency. You're honest, ethical, and moral all of the time. And you treat people and talk to people the way you want your mother treated and talked to. If you have to spray them with chemical agent, they have to make you spray them. That's clearly, that was none of that. And I hold everybody accountable is to help people in the community that are
okay. So now listen to this chunk of shit right here.
$100,000 a year. And that charity is to help people in the community that are less fortunate, to make sure that we appropriately honor the men and women who give their life and in addition to that, we've got another operation where warehouses, when they damage something, they can't sell it publicly. Their deal is keep it confidential and we'll give it to you. We warehouse and give away probably $2 million worth of product a year to the different communities that are less fortunate. We go above and beyond. So when you love the community and respect them first.
Oh God. It is just a lie after a lie after a lie. Is it not? I mean, am I has the whole world gone mad? Huh? Has the whole world lost their fucking mind? Nothing he's saying is true. There wasn't a single word he said that was true. Doesn't treat honesty, morality, and respect and treat people like you treat your mother and force them to make you use your chemical spray and force them to make you shoot them with a taser. Force them to do it. What a bunch of bullshit. Valuetainment. Here's the link. I'm going to put it in the chat. Go tell Sheriff Judd to come interview with me. Come talk to someone who will push back a little bit from the bullshit you were just spewing. There's the link right there. There's the link. I put some comments there. Go comment under my comment. What a bunch of shit. It's just a lie. There's none of that's true. Not a single bit of it. None of that is true. You fucking liar. You liar. You fucking fraud, bro. You fraud. Don't sit there and fraud us. You guys remember in The Big Lebowski? Do you remember in The Big Lebowski when John Goodman's in the bowling alley and he says, "There's the whole goddamn world gone mad," and he pulls out his piece? Do you guys remember this in Big Lebowski? That's what I felt like. Am I losing my mind?
The overwhelming majority of the community love you and respect you back.
We don't. The overwhelming majority of the community does not love you, dude. Over 50% of Americans distrust police in America. What are you talking about?
And that's what we do. And we don't allow law enforcement officers to bulk up on steroids.
That is such a lie. He's sitting there lying. Put a 1 in the chat if cops are doing steroids. 1 for me. Let me get a 1 in there for me. There's my 1. He's lying. He's just sitting there lying. And there's no pushback from the cop-sucking host.
And act like super jerk. If they do, they just can't stay there.
Oh, cops can't act like super jerks working under you? What a load of shit, dude.
And we coach and coach and coach, but we keep records. And if people are misbehaving and they don't coach up, they just got to go. It doesn't mean we don't like you, but you just can't work it.
Can you say it again? So customer service with a sense of urgency. Talk to people and treat people the way your mother wants you to. What was the other 3?
Customer service with urgency?
They just got to go. It doesn't mean we don't like you, but you just can't work it.
Can you say it again? So customer service with a sense of urgency. Talk to people and treat people the way your mother wants you to. What was the other 3? You said 3 other things.
Let me. We had orientation once a month. We hire, and I go down, and when I open up orientation, I say, "Ladies and gentlemen."
Could you just hear this guy walking into a room full of people? "Ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad you're here." And listen to the bullshit.
I'm glad that you're here today. I want you to be here 25 or 30 years, and here's what we expect of you. You've got to be honest, ethical, and moral all of the time.
Honest, ethical, and moral. Put a 1 in the chat if cops are not honest, ethical, and moral all of the time. Put a 1 in the chat if cops are not honest, ethical, and moral all of the time. What an absolute lie. I mean, he's sitting there lying. He's sitting there just lying. It's lie after lie after lie. Sheriff Brady Judd, come on a show where you'll get a real interview. You don't just get to sit there and talk your bullshit. That's not how half the people in this country feel. You know, my family doesn't understand what my role is. My role is to be the voice for the 50% of people in this country that detest cops. Why do we detest you? Because of the lies he's saying right here. Honest, ethical, and moral all of the time. What a load of shit. You're lying, dude. You're not honest, ethical, and moral all of the time. And neither are the cops that work for you. It's not true. It's not true. You're sitting there lying. Thanks, Miles. Everybody say thanks, Miles, and welcome Leon Welch. Everybody welcome Leon Welch, new member. Thanks for coming. SWE Observer again coming through.
You've got to deliver customer service with a sense of urgency all of the time. And you've got to treat people and talk to
customer service with urgency. What a load of shit.
People the way you want your mother treated and talked to all of the time.
That's a lie. Cops do not talk to us like they would talk to their mother. It's just a lie, dude. I mean, what really pisses me off, and I put the link in the chat for Valuetainment, what really pisses me off is that there's no pushback. None whatsoever. He just goes, oh, okay, respect.
If you're forced to raise your voice with someone, they have to make you use that tone of voice. If you have to use chemical agent, they have to make you use that chemical agent. If you have to use a taser, they have to make you use that.
Kyle, so explain to me how you agree with me, but you like him. I don't really understand that. Hey, Kyle, I'm going to give you $1 million. I'm going to give you $1 million. You like me, right? I'm going to give you $1 million. I'm going to give you $1 million today. As soon as this live stream is over, Kyle, I'm going to give you $1 million. So you really like me, but I'm sitting here lying. I'm not going to give you $1 million. This guy is sitting here lying, but you like him. That doesn't make any sense to me, brother. How can you like somebody that's sitting up there lying, and then the host is like, respect? Respect what? That he's sitting there lying after lie after lie after lie? No, dude. You can't respect someone who's an absolute and total fraud. Alan said, I like you even more. And then you cat to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. Judd is good because he's good at doublespeak. He's lying. There's not a word he's saying that's true. None of it.
Taser. If you have to use a firearm to stop from dying or stop someone else from dying, the folks make the choice for you to use that taser or that firearm. You don't make that choice. And if you don't follow those edicts, you can't work here. And we coach that from day one until the day you retire 25 years from now.
What a load of shit, dude.
Freaking love that.
And these uncertain... Oh, he freaking love... He just said what?
Day you retire 25 years from now.
Freaking love
that. You're full of shit, dude. You're full of shit. You made too much money, homie. You went into a bracket where you're driving your Bugatti or your Lambo or whatever Maybach or whatever car you're driving, so you never get pulled over. And if you do get pulled over, you're not the driver, you pay a driver. Because obviously you couldn't, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way he drives a vehicle. There's no way he drives a vehicle. It's just not, it's just not true. Bad cops are poo-poo faces. It's just not true. It just listening to the lies just drives me absolutely crazy that he sits there and lies. Let me show you how cops really are. Let me show you the way they really are just real fast here, okay? This is how they actually are.
When we get out there, there's no way that's a cop, bro. Whoa, what are you doing, bro? Oh, maybe it is. Shit. Why he brake check me? What are you...
What are you... That should be an attempted murder charge right there. That should be an attempted murder charge. You're not allowed to slam on your brakes in front of a motorcycle when you know what's going to happen to the guy on the motorcycle. You know he's going to wipe out into the back of your car. This cop attempts to kill this man. That should be an attempted murder charge. Straight up murder. He tried to kill the man. You tried to kill him. I mean, explain to me how this is not attempted murder. So he's letting the guy know that he's a copper by the way he's kind of cutting in front of him a little bit, cutting in front of him. So now he's starting to question, oh, is that a copper?
Whoa, what are you doing, bro?
Oh, what are you doing, bro? He's letting him know you got to slow down. Okay, cool.
Oh, maybe it is.
Oh, maybe it is a copper.
Shit. Why he brake checked me?
Right there. Lights come on. He doesn't need to slam on his brakes and try to kill the man, but that's exactly what he does.
What are you? What are you doing, man? When we get
That's how cops are. That is the way that cops are. That's how they really are. That's how 90% of these cops are. Are there good cops? Meh. If there were good cops, they would arrest the bad cops. So for all those people who know me and are like, Chille, not all cops are bad. Okay, fine. Then show me the cops who are arresting the bad cops. Show me them. I want to see them. Put them in front of me. Let me see who they are. I want to see the bad cops being arrested by the good cops. Because so far in our country, we're not seeing very many good cops. We're not seeing it. We're absolutely not seeing it. We're not seeing good cops. It's just so unbelievable what we are seeing over and over. You know, why are there so many people here now? How come so many millions of people watch the videos and listen to what I say? It's because I am the voice for those who are afraid to say what I say out loud. If there are good cops, then let me see the cops that you put in cuffs. Let me see the cops that you arrest. Sean Grayson murders Sonia Massey on camera, and you still have that cop on YouTube, Tatum, saying how he's a good cop and he's going to get away with it. Like I said, he's going to get away with it. He's going to say he feared for his life from the boiling water. That's what he's going to say. And he's going to get away with it. That's my prediction, is he gets away with it. That's what I think happens. I think that happens. I really think that that's real. I think that he gets away with it. That's what I think. That's what I think. It's not a couple cops. It's not a couple videos. There's enough content for me to sit here and show you video after video after video. So here's another one. So this cop is going to attack this woman, and show me where the good cop is. Show me where the good one is. Ready? Let's go. It's only 30 seconds. Show me the good one. She's going to take a little poke at him with her little weak ass kick, and he's going to level her. Watch. Did you see that? Watch it again. She's gonna like toe tap him with the tip of her toe. It's gonna happen right here. Watch. And he haymakers her. Look at him. Watch the arm. Pause it. Watch her little toe. Little toe tapper. Little toe tapper from a little tiny girl with her sundress on. Doesn't even kick him hard enough for her skirt to go above her midline. Look at his arm. His arm's coming from back here. Watch this. Whoa! Full on launch. Look at his body position. Whap. And why'd she do it? Watch. Okay, look. Look what they're doing. You got a woman on the ground. This cop is man. This is 3 women. There's no men involved here.
Are you serious? What?
So there's the $1 million question. If you saw a copper wind up and smack your wife or your girlfriend or your sister that way, how would you respond? If you saw it, if you saw the cop, he wound up from back here. He swung from back here. Then he leaned all the way in, full extension, to whack her across her face. What did Brady say? Honesty, morality, and respect. What did he say? Does anybody remember what that lion JBTP said? Anybody know what he said? Because to me, I got enough videos to sit here all day. I could sit here and play you video after video after video to my friends and family. I just saw a bunch of my friends and family, and I had some private conversations with a couple of them about what I do. If you're watching, are you watching what's going on in the world? I know it doesn't happen to you in the beautiful bubble that you live in, but this is what's going on in the world. This is day in and day out. I got enough videos up here along the top of my computer screen. I could sit here and show videos all day and not run out. Every single day. You think I'm bad? You can think I'm bad. I'm the voice for millions of people who watch what's going on in this country. I'm glad it doesn't happen to you. I pray to God it doesn't happen to you. Oh, I don't believe you. I don't think that's how cops are. You're watching it. You can see it yourself. I don't got to prove anything. Take a look. Take a look. Let's watch it again in entirety without me interrupting it, okay? Let's watch it from the very beginning.
Are you serious? What?
There it is. You're seeing it. You're seeing it. You're hopefully you're watching it with me. Are we watching this together? Did you see it? Did you see it? You saw it, right? But don't call them pigs. Don't call them pigs. Don't you call them pigs, Chille. They should be able to smack women, full on smack her. She did do a little toe tap at him, right? She did kick her little tiny foot at him, right? She did kick a little toe tap at him, didn't she? She gave him a little toe tap. She did, right? We saw it. It looked like it really, really hurt him. Really hurt his ego, which is gigantic. Absolutely gigantic ego. And it hurt his ego for sure. It really damaged his ego. Really. I mean, it just crushed him it just crushed him. That's what would happen. It was just absolutely crushing that's what happened. He couldn't take it. He just couldn't take it. Oh, okay. Did you see this one yet? Did you guys see this one? Did you guys see this one yet? So here's another one. Okay, here's another one where the cop attacks the guy's wife, and then the guy is going to respond.
Charges. And for more information, I'm Elise Preston.
Okay, so and this goes down to the question for you is if you saw this happen to your loved one, if you saw this happen, police departments have no constitutional justification to even exist. The militia is to execute the laws of the Union, says our Constitution. So JT says. I believe we do need rights protectors. But when they switch to law enforcement, they then became over the line, dude, market 0. Over the line, dude, market 0. I'm just showing you the truth. I'm just exposing the truth. Watch this one and let me know what you would do if you saw the cop attack your wife like this.
In the digital media center with some disturbing video to show you of a police
Disturbing video to show you of a police officer
being knocked unconscious while they were trying to arrest 2 suspects. Take a look at this dash cam video. You can see the officer and his partner pull up to the convenience store, and one officer had the suspect up against the wall. The other officer had another woman on the ground. And this is what we're talking about right here. One of the suspects kicks the officer in the head. You see it there again. A bystander came in to help after one of those officers was knocked unconscious for a full 2 minutes.
Watch. So they're there.
Pull up to the convenience
store,
and one officer had the suspect up against the wall.
So got him up against the wall.
The other officer had another woman on.
So he's got, and then he kicks the guy in the head
on the ground. And this is what we're talking about right here. One of the
but look
the suspects kicks the.
Look who gets up though. Just wait. Look who gets up.
The officer in the head. You see it there again. A bystander came in to help after one of those officers was knocked unconscious.
Okay, look. She's 5 foot tall. You know, maybe the entire premise of I'm going to throw you on the ground, jump on top of you, and put chains on you, maybe that whole policy, procedure, and protocol should be wiped out. Maybe, just maybe, I mean, just in a digital world with tracking devices available, AirPods that you could stick onto people, maybe with cameras with facial recognition as if they're not using it, we know they are. Maybe, just maybe, you don't need to jump on top of people and chain them up, especially women who are 5 foot tall. I'm just saying maybe. Maybe that's what sows the seeds of hatred and dissension. Maybe that's the reason why there's so many millions of people who can't stand what you JBTPs are doing to people. Maybe, just maybe. Maybe, I'm just saying, could it be a possibility that what the cops are doing to people in this country is the problem? Could it be that? I'm just saying, don't call them pigs. It could be their policies, procedures, and protocols, but don't call them pigs. They're just doing their job, like the Nazis. They just signed up to do a job.
Look at this dash cam.
So I want you, hold on.
Knocked unconscious while they were trying to arrest 2 suspects. Take a look.
No, they're 2 people. And take a look. The people are just standing there and the cop is doing all the action. Watch.
At this dash cam.
Look, the cop is attacking this dude who's standing there.
Video. You can see the officer and his partner pull up to the convenience store.
Now they're jumping on top of her.
And one officer had the suspect up against the wall. The other officer had another woman on the ground. And this is what we're talking about right here. One of the suspects kicks the officer in the head. You see it there again. A bystander came in to help after one of those officers was knocked unconscious for a full 2 minutes. Order was eventually restored. We're told both suspects right now are in.
She's standing there. He's standing there. What a joke. What a joke. But don't call them pigs, and it's all my fault. I'm the bad guy. It's because of me. That's the reason why.
I swear to God, I'll shoot you.
Look, I'm getting all this on tape.
Get out of the car.
Look, he pulling a gun. This for the.
Get that on video. Get out of the car. She took off on me. Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
Do you see what I'm talking about? It's not about protecting and serving and upholding our rights. It's about you won't do what I say, when I say, how I say. And if you don't do what I say, when I say, how I say, then I can kill you. And it's perfectly justified because you didn't do what I said. That's what it's turned into. It's not protecting and serving and upholding our rights. It's you hurt my ego because you won't do what I say. Why can't he put a tracking device on the inside hub of her car and then say, I got you on camera. I got your license plate. Do whatever you're going to do. Why can't that be a reality? Why is this the reality? Why in the world is this our reality when we have all the techno? Look, he's got a gun pointing at a woman, and look at him, just the height of fitness.
Go yourself.
Oh, real professional, Piggy.
Get out of the car.
I mean, okay, you know, I'm sorry. I hate to jump in, but for all of my detractors, all the people who say the things I say, take a listen. Take a listen to how cops are talking to people.
Look, Father God.
Get that on video. Get out of the car. She took off on me.
She took off on me, so that's justified that I got my gun pointed at her. She's not a killer, but she didn't do what I said, when I said, how I said.
Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
Get out of the fucking car.
Go yourself.
Go fuck yourself. But don't call them pigs, whatever you do. If you call them pigs, that makes you bad, Chille. You're the bad guy. I made this pig behave like the pig he's behaving like. It was all me. I did this. I just have the honesty to say this guy's a jackboot fucking pig. But that makes me bad. That makes me bad. Okay, I got it. I'm bad because I say this guy's a fucking pig. Is he not? Is he not? He's ready to shoot her because she won't do what he wants her to do. She hasn't killed anybody. There's no bleeding children in the back seat. There's no dead body at her house. There's nothing. She didn't do what he wanted her to do. She didn't comply with my orders. Get out of the fucking car. Shut the fuck up. Don't question what I'm doing. But don't call me a pig. That's the bullshit bozo clown world we're living in.
Get out of the car.
Look, Father God, you dispel this evil in Jesus' name.
Man, how many times are we hearing people call for Jesus when the cops come around?
I am a law enforcement officer. Get out of the car.
You got a gun pointed at a woman's head who hasn't killed anybody. There is no victim of hers where she has hurt another person.
Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Go yourself. You don't know. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
Beth, get out of the car, please.
Get out of the car.
You insulted me. I know my rights. You insulted me. You stay
This whole little thing right here is just morbid. Look at Gomer Pyle. Look at him.
Get out of the car.
Watch him walk away. Just take a look at him. I'm not really into making fun of people for being doofuses, but what a doofus. Watch him walk.
Get out of the car.
What a douchebag. What a douche.
Get out of the car.
Beth, get out of the car, please.
Get out of the car.
And now, do you think she's going to get away? Put a one in the chat. With as backup is coming, she's not going to get away. That's a one for me. Then he slams her to the ground.
Help me! Help me! Help me!
Look at him twisting her arm.
Help me!
Look what he's doing. Look what he's doing to her.
Help me! Help me! Help me!
Give me your other hand.
No!
Give me your other
Stop
hand.
it! Mom, get my phone! This man is hurting me. He's assaulting me. He wouldn't show me his badge. He would not show me his badge.
He pointed a gun at me. It's evil, Beth. I know my rights. Help! Help! I'm being assaulted.
And why does he have to put his weight on her back like that? We know that when someone's in the seal position, if you put weight on their back, you kill them. Their diaphragm is not strong enough to support air and your knee in her back. Why is he pushing her down? He could hold her down with one finger.
Help me!
Look what he's doing. He's just punishing her, torturing her.
Help me! Get off of me! Get off of me! Get off of me!
Oh, did you see that? He had to stop himself from hitting her. And now instead, if he can't hit her, he's going to twist her arm up.
Get off of me! Get off of me! Get off of me!
Don't grab me. You
Get off of me! Get off of me now!
A Monongah woman was pulled over for having an expired registration sticker on her license plate.
It was all over an expired registration ticket? It's over expired registration? But don't call them pigs. Don't you call them pigs. They don't like it when you call them pigs. When they kill us, they don't cry at all. He's not going to lose any sleep over what he did to this woman. When they hurt us, when they beat us, when they chain us, when they cage us, they don't lose an ounce of sleep over it. But if I call him a dirty fucking pig and I say cops are scum, then I'm a bad person. Okay, sure thing. Okay, sure thing. And this is not white power. I do this all the time. I've been doing this since I was 5 years old. My favorite thing to do was go like this to people. Okay, it's not a white power sign. It's ridiculous. I have seen people who use this as a white power sign, but I don't. I just want to clarify that because now everything's got a hidden meaning. It doesn't. That right there is police brutality. He pulled her over a registration ticket. There was no victim that she had hurt. But I'm bad for saying that cops are pigs. Okay, let's watch it from the beginning and I won't say a word.
You all at my window, I swear to God, I'll shoot you.
Look, I'm getting all this on tape.
Get out of the car.
Look, he pulling a gun. This for the...
Get that on video. Get out of the car. She took off on me. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Go yourself. Get out of the car.
Look, Father God, you dispel this evil in Jesus' name.
Get out of the car. I am the law enforcement officer. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Go yourself. You don't know. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
Beth, get out of the car, please.
Get out of the car.
You assaulted me. I know my rights. You assaulted me. You said no! Help me! Help me! Help me! Help me! Help me! This man is... Help me! Help me! Help me!
Give me your other hand.
No!
Give me your other
Stop
hand.
it! Mom, get my phone. This man is hurting me. He's assaulting me. He wouldn't show me his badge. He would not show me his badge. He pointed a gun at me. It's evil, Beth. You got I know my rights. Help! Help! I'm being assaulted. Help me! Help me! Get off of me! Get off of me! Get off of me!
Don't grab me. You
Get off of me! Get off of me now!
A Monongah woman was pulled over for having an expired registration sticker on her license plate. Within minutes, 49-year-old Beth DeLoma was threatened with a gun and tackled to the ground by Chief of Police Nathan Lanham.
She was stopped at the intersection of Shaver and Lambert Street by Officer Lanham, who she claims didn't look like an officer when she was pulled over. She asked to see his badge, and according to her, that's when Lanham began to berate her and threaten her before pulling his gun and pointing it at her head and crotch. Scared in the moment, she drove about 30 yards to her mother's house where the video was filmed. Her neighbor, local Reverend Bill Preston, heard her calling for help as she drove through the field.
I heard screaming, Bill, help me, he's got a gun. Well, I didn't know who she was talking about, so I went a little bit closer to talk to her further, and about that time, this car pulled down the driveway toward me, and he had to slam on his brakes to keep from hitting me, and the marks are still on the road out there, and he got out of the car, and he pointed his gun at me and told me to get back, which I did. And I might say also, when he first came using that F word, my wife was out there demanding who he was. We didn't know who he was. And he used the F word to my wife.
Bill and his wife have lived in Monongah for over 50 years, and he says he never thought he'd see something like what happened to Beth DeLoma.
That was the shock to us. I've never seen nothing like that, let alone a police officer. You know, I have the greatest respect for the police, you know, what they have to go through. But for a police officer to act that unprofessional, I just couldn't believe it. If a little child, kids that have been around there and seen that, what would they have thought of the police?
Beth was held in jail on a $125,000 bond with felony fleeing with reckless indifference for 5 nights before the charges were dropped earlier today. She is still behind bars as of this broadcast while the paperwork is being filed. We're told she's exhausted and terrified. But the story doesn't end there. A town meeting is being held tonight at 5:30 in part to discuss the events that took place on Thursday.
Out there, and he got out of the car, and he pointed his gun at me and told me to get back.
So he points his gun at the Reverend. He is such a control freak, beta male, chumpzilla, that he's got to point his gun. I mean, so listen. I turn 50 next month. I'm not as tough as I was when I was 30. I'm not. But I'm still pretty tough. If this guy right here stood in front of me, that guy right there stood in front of me, I wouldn't need to threaten him with a gun. I'll tell him, you get involved, I'll throw you on the ground. And if he got involved, I'd throw him on the ground. I wouldn't need to point my gun at a man who looks like that. I wouldn't need to. There's no way I would need to point a gun at him.
Which I did. And I might say,
you wouldn't need to point a gun at a guy. And listen, I'm not hacking him. I'm not hacking him. I'm not saying that I'm saying that he's an elderly gentleman. He's been there 50 years. So he probably got there when he was 20. He's at least 70 years old. I could jerk him around with one arm. I could push him to the ground with one hand. There's no reason to point a gun at an elderly man who's this age. There's no reason to. So it's you're seeing it. You're seeing it. You're watching it. It's not me. It's not me. I'm showing you what they're doing. Put it in the comment section. JBTP. That's a jackboot thug pig right there. You just saw it. Sorry. Not sorry. That's what he is. That is a jackboot thug pig.
Yourself. Go yourself.
She says to watch your language, and he says to go yourself. That's what he said. Okay. Got it.
Take a look at this.
So now here's this video right here. There's I want I just met with some people this past weekend. I was busy all weekend. I'm sorry I wasn't here, but I met with some people who I've known for my lifetime, and I talked to a few of them privately about what I do for a living, how I point out the disgusting pigs in our country, And a lot of them couldn't really relate to what I do. And a few of them couldn't even talk with me about it. I don't even want to entertain a conversation with you about this, is what they told me. Okay. Take a look. So all I'm doing is showing what's really happening in our country. Maybe it didn't happen to you. Maybe you're buddies with the cops where you live. But it's happening to the other half of this country. And you don't got to be black anymore. It's not just about you being black. Oh, they're going to target blacks. When I was in jail, there was more blacks than anything else. The place was packed with blacks. But you don't got to be black or brown or Asian or Filipino or a woman or a trans person. It doesn't matter what you are. If they target you and you're on the other side who says, oh, Chille calls them pigs, he's not good, he's a bad guy because he calls them pigs. You just haven't been targeted yet, bro. It hasn't happened to you yet. Put a 1 in the chat if it's happened to you. 1 for me. Thanks, April, for the super chat. 1 for me. There's a 1 for me. It's happened to me. I was explaining to a friend, I explained to an old friend, I said, one time I got pulled over and everything was going just fine. My legal name is Jose Maria DeCastro. I'm Colombian. I got pulled over. And the copper said, let me see your ID. How you doing? Oh, everything's okay. This is before I was a real civil rights activist. And I was like, oh, everything's going fine. I'm young. I'm like 20, 22, something like that. And he's like, everything going okay? Oh, it's going fine. Everything's cool. Yeah. Where are you heading? Oh, I'm heading over here. And then I'm just doing this. I was totally complying, doing whatever the cop asked me, sees my ID, and he goes, oh, Jose, go ahead and step on out of the car for me. I said, wait, I thought everything was cool. And the person who I was talking to me looked at me and said, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I said, that's exactly what happened. And she said, oh, so maybe that's your experience. Maybe that happened to you. Maybe that's how it went for you. I said, yeah, that's how it went for me. But then I said, it's not just me that I'm talking about. I'm talking about Shakur Capital. I'm talking about Mike. I'm talking about Wanda Meese. I'm talking about Katie. I'm talking about thousands and millions of people who it's happened to them too. It just hasn't happened to you. And I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you. It's a beautiful, beautiful bubble that you live in. Perfect. I'm so happy for you. But it's happened to me too many times. And it's happened to people who are in this room right now too many times. And they created what we are today. That's what happened. And so now the Lion state-run media, police brutality allegations.
Take a look at this cell phone video. More than a dozen blows to the face and body. That's how many times 25-year-old Arnaldo Vargas Jr. says he was beaten.
Watch it again.
Take a look at this cell phone video.
Look, the punches are coming from both sides. You got this guy being held by 2 or 3 cops while this cop here is throwing uppercuts and the white bald cop is throwing uppercuts too. Watch. He's punching him while this guy's holding him. Now watch the white bald guy. Another uppercut coming right there.
Take
a couple more uppercuts. Oh, uppercut on this side over here. You saw that, right? Punch in the face right there as he's being held. He's not throwing punches. Another uppercut there. Another uppercut there. Now watch the white guy over here with his elbow. He's going to throw an uppercut. So there's 4 cops, 2 holding, 2 punching. But it's me. I'm the bad guy. He's still throwing uppercuts while there's 3 men holding the guy.
Cell phone video.
And this guy over here is still throwing uppercuts.
More than a dozen blows to the face and
he's just punching.
That's how many times 25-year-old Arnaldo Vargas Jr. says he was beaten by an NYPD officer as other officers held him.
Look, they're all holding him as he's being punched.
I heard him say something get him. And then from that point on, I just seen people grabbing my head and started punching me.
The alleged incident happened on Sunday.
It's not alleged, state-run media operative. This is not alleged. It's not alleged police brutality. There's
Take
not.
a look at this cell phone video.
I don't need you to talk, honey. Shut your fucking mouth. I don't need you to say it's alleged. We can see it on video. It's not alleged police brutality. They're beating the shit out of the guy, throwing punches as there's a half a dozen cops at least grabbing him. Look, they're fighting to get in. Each one's trying to get a hold of him. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cops.
He was beaten by an NYPD officer.
Look, now the woman's got to get in there, little pigtail. She's got to get in there and grab. You know what? I'll be honest with you. Listen, if you guys don't know, Ayn Rand is my favorite author. Right now, Amit Allure is in the Olympics, 150 pounder. She's wiping up the field. She's an amazing grappler. Amit Allure could take on a guy at a certain level, but women aren't supposed to take on men. I have the most respect in the world. Women could do any job that men can do, but women should not be put in a position to take on men physically. And when they do, look how it looks. Take a look.
As other officers held him.
I heard him say something get him. And then from that point on, I just seen people grabbing my head and started punching me.
The alleged incident happened.
It wasn't alleged, honey bunny. We got it on video. It was police brutality to the max.
On Sunday, as Vargas and his friends were celebrating the Dominican Day Parade.
When a police officer from the 44th precinct asked him and his friends to move from a certain part of the street, he says they complied, but that's when the situation escalated.
He was walking with him.
So there was not even a crime. There was no crime. There was no crime to beat the man up. He didn't assault anybody else. He didn't beat on anybody. He didn't hurt another person.
Precinct asked him and his friends to move from a certain part of the street. He says they complied, but that's when the situation escalated.
So it's a situation. It's a situation, I see, but there was no crime. They weren't beating him up because he snatched a purse and ran. They weren't beating him up because he did an armed robbery. They weren't beating him up because he hit somebody in the car and jumped out and took off running. They're beating him up because the gang, the cops that are a gang in New York, said, go over to this other part of the street. But then a situation arose. I wonder why. Well, when you're in a gang and you can't get in trouble, you're going to abuse people. But it's me, because I call them pigs. It's my fault. I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy. Okay. I'm the bad guy because I point out that the cops in America are fucking scumbags. They're absolute scumbags. Did you see it? Let's just real quick. Let me run it back. We're at 38 seconds. Show me the good cop. Punch.
Take a look
Punch.
More than a dozen blows to the face and body. That's how many times 25-year-old Arnaldo. Police say Vargas refused orders to disperse and charged him with resisting arrest and disorder.
And from that point on, he started to get aggressive.
He says they complied, but that's when the situation escalated.
He was walking with him. And from that point on, he started to get aggressive with us.
Police say Vargas refused orders to disperse and charged him with resisting arrest and disorderly conduct fighting. The president of the Police Benevolence Association said in a statement, this individual resisted arrest, and the law and NYPD policies permit police officers to use force, including hand strikes, in order to take a resisting suspect into custody.
There it is right there, folks. There it is. You can read it. He resisted arrest, and NYPD policy includes the right for them to use hand strikes. So maybe, just maybe, we should take away the right for them to use hand strikes. Why don't we call it what it is? NYPD policy allows one pig to hold him while the other pigs punch him. Call it what it is. It's not hand strikes. You get to do a good old-fashioned beat down. 2 or 3 pigs holding him while 2 or 3 pigs punch him. That's what it is. This is the reason why I'm going into leadership. This is the reason why I need you to vote for me. This is the reason why I'm going into government. Because I'll change that policy from the top down. I'm the governor and I say that policy's abolished. No more punching people. How about that? No more punching people. Could you imagine that? Cops are not allowed to punch people anymore. Cops are not allowed to use the F word at citizens. Period. You're not allowed to curse people out. And if you do, you're suspended for a week. Next time, a month. Third time, you're fired. How about that policy? How about that policy? It's in our policy that we can punch you while other cops hold you, so everything's fine. He resisted arrest. Resisted what arrest? What crime had he committed? He didn't disperse. We have a First Amendment right to assemble in this country, Jack. And look at the pig look at this pig. Take a look at him. This guy's one of the most disgusting pigs there is in all of pigging.
The NYPD will come back and say he was not cooperative. So asking a question aggressively means that you could punch someone in the face 13 times?
Vargas says he asked police why he was being harassed, which he believes prompted the violence that sent him to the hospital with a concussion and emotional trauma. Vargas and the activists standing with him are calling for the Department of Justice and Vice President Harris to get involved.
No, whoa. Okay, hold on a minute. You guys have heard me tell you how much I can't stand Trump and his cop sucking, how he wants to indemnify all police. You think Harris? You're calling on Harris to help you? Harris is right down on her knees with Trump, sucking cop off. That's what Harris is doing. Harris is the biggest cop sucker in the planet, only second maybe to Trump. They could have a cop suck off contest. I believe that Trump and Harris are two of the biggest cop suckers in this country. You're calling on Vice President Harris? She's not going to help you, bro. She's going to do the same thing Trump is. She's just not going to say it out loud. All my black ladies out there, you think she's for you? Ha! Ha 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 ha! Harris is a piece of shit. She kept people in jail when there was DNA evidence that could have exonerated him. She watched a guy get wrongfully convicted, get sentenced to 50 years to life, and she laughed in the back of the courtroom as it was happening to him. He got the appeal. He was exonerated because he wasn't guilty. Calling on Harris? Get out of here.
Joe Biden wrote a handwritten letter saying that the White House would monitor this situation. Well, the time for monitoring is over. He was attacked, punched in his head 13 times, and suffered a concussion.
And was charged with resisting arrest, obstructing government administrations, and disorderly conduct.
Now he's got to defend all those charges. Oh yeah. There's no prosecutor for you and me to help us. Where is the police brutality codes in New York? I don't want wrongdoing. I don't want internal affairs. I want PB 101, Police Brutality 101, Police Brutality 102, actual NYS, New York Revised Code. That's what I want. I will institute police brutality charges against police. We'll get rid of the term wrongdoing because that's a load of shit on a stick. While you're at it, why don't you believe in Santa Claus and pray to the Tooth Fairy? Because there's nothing going to happen to these pigs while there's no NRS code, while there's no NYRS code, New York Revised Statute that charges them with actual crimes. It's wrongdoing. We'll get a member from the police union to represent him for his wrongdoing. There's no criminal code for him. Police Brutality 101 is assault. Police Brutality 102 is gang assault. That was a gang assault. You saw it right there. You're watching it yourself.
It is unclear if the officers involved are being investigated for excessive use of force, but police say they're not commenting further at this time.
It's unclear. They don't have to tell us who's investigating what. He's throwing punches while 3 or 4 other guys are holding him. He looks like a real nice guy. So let's see. Let's see something real quick, okay?
Developing tonight.
Okay, now we're going to listen to this real quick, okay? We're going to listen to this real fast, all right? And the reason why we're listening to this is not because of what you're going to hear in the broadcast. What you think I'm going to show you is not really. You just watch. I want you to listen to this, and then we're going to talk about it, okay?
2 Lake County deputies fighting for their lives, and one lost his life.
So 2 cops, one dies, and one's in critical condition. But how come?
They were ambushed and shot last night, the sheriff
They were ambushed and shot
says, while just doing their jobs.
while just doing their jobs. Well, what's their job? Let's listen closely.
On the right of your screen is Deputy Harold Howell. He was shot in the shoulder, now in stable condition. On the left is Deputy Stefano Gargano, shot in the stomach and under the arm. He is in critical condition. And this deputy, Bradley Link, died after he was shot and trapped inside a house. I talked with his wife this afternoon. She is devastated, as you might expect. Their good friend told me Deputy Link was selfless and devoted to his family.
He looks selfless, doesn't he?
And to God. The three deputies were responding to a domestic disturbance call in rural Lake County. When they went inside the house, somebody there opened fire, the sheriff says. News 6's Jarrell Baker is live now outside the hospital in Sanford, where those surviving deputies, Jarrell, are still continuing to fight for their lives. What's
Now, listen carefully here. This is not what you think.
the latest?
Yeah, Eric. Now, those deputies are at this hospital just recovering from those surgeries, hoping that they will pull through. Now, the sheriff says that they haven't lost a sheriff's deputy since 2005, and they hope to never relive that tragedy again.
How many people have that sheriff's department killed?
Now, the sheriff's department, as well as several people in the Lake County community, are heartbroken.
Are they? Are they? Are they heartbroken? Are they heartbroken? I'm not heartbroken. If they killed me, they wouldn't be heartbroken. Why would I be heartbroken? But if you say that, you're bad. You're bad. If you say you're not heartbroken, then you're bad. We're not heartbroken. 50% of us, just wait. I'm holding back here. I'm holding back. Just wait. Listen carefully to the report.
I'm sorry. Sheriff,
We're supposed to cry, but you don't cry for us one single tear.
deputies and the Lake County community in tears this evening. It's just hard.
Yeah, it's hard. They haven't lost a sheriff's deputy since 2005. But how many of us have they killed? You haven't lost a deputy in 20 years. It's 2024, 2005. That's 20 years, 19, 20 years. But you're broken up right now. But listen to the report, though. Listen to the detail here.
It's hard. Doing the right thing. You get a deputy. Now here we are left reeling.
After
Doing the right thing? Let's listen to what the right thing is.
Master Deputy Brad Link was killed in
And I don't wish this copper death. I'm not going to sit here and cry. He wouldn't cry for me. Cops wouldn't cry for me. If I died, it would go around the country to all these cop shops, and half of them would celebrate. They'd go out and have a beer.
ambush attack. Deputies were originally responding to a domestic violence call on Brookside Drive in Eustis late Friday, but while there, they realized there was a problem at another home where a door was kicked in.
Listen again. I'm so sorry. Listen to the detail.
A domestic violence call, ambush attack. Deputies were originally responding to a domestic violence call.
They were responding to one call. Listen.
On Brookside Drive in
Eustis
late Friday, but while they
were there,
they realized there was a problem at another home.
They said there's a problem at another home, not the one they were called out to. There's a problem at another home. And so now you got cops who are smart as a box of rocks, kind of, what's going on over here? Maybe we should go over there. Maybe we'll go over here.
Where a door was kicked in.
A door was kicked in? How do you know the door was kicked in? You don't know the door was kicked in. You're saying the door was kicked in. We don't know if the door was kicked in or not. The door may have been bashed in, but we don't know if it was kicked in.
That's when the ambush happened.
So they went into a house they didn't have a warrant for. That's what happened.
You just never know.
You just never know when you go into people's homes without a warrant if they'll shoot you.
Deputy Link wasn't even supposed to be there. He was working a detail.
He wasn't even supposed to be there. That's what happens when you give jackboot thug pigs autonomy and just go drift around and go see if you could do some good. No, we have rights in this country. You can't come in my house without a warrant.
in the forest. He wasn't even part of the road patrol unit. He heard the call go out. He went there to assist.
No. He went there to get into the action, bro. Stop with the bullshit.
Spokesperson John Harrell shedding light on the conditions of Deputies Stefano Gargano and Harold Howell, both injured during the attack.
One of them is set to go through his first surgery today. He received a wound to the arm. He was one of the first ones who was shot yesterday evening.
When they shoot us, do they make this report that I'm going through surgery and there's a wound to my arm?
The other one, Deputy Gargano, he received actually his second surgery this afternoon, and he is going to be facing a third surgery tomorrow.
What do you think happens when what do you think happens when they have a pig canine dog attack us? You have to go through dozens and dozens of surgeries. Do they put people on the news to talk about how many surgeries you have to go through when you're attacked by one of the canine dogs? I mean, is there any talk about that at all? Or we're just supposed to feel bad about because it's cops? Okay.
And he remains in critical condition.
Harold says all three suspects are dead, a father and two adoptive daughters.
A father and two adopted daughters are all three dead.
Dwelling has been described as almost a bunker style dwelling.
It's a bunker style. It's a bunker. To make so that you, the public, believes, oh man, they must have been some militant organization. They're painting you a picture of bullshit. Just wait, though. I still haven't showed you what I want to show you.
Stockpiled firearms, ammunition, MREs, canned goods, non-perishable food items.
Yeah, you mean they were preppers? You mean they had everything in case there was World War III? MREs are rations.
And what they found as they've gone through this house is a lot of literature to suggest that they were very much anti-government leaning people.
Very much anti-government leaning people? Let me tell you something, jackboot thug pig. 50% of us are anti-cop because you're the problem in our country. You are, dude. That's the reason why 50% of this country fucking hates you, dude. Or if you don't use the word hate, dislikes you, distrusts you, doesn't want you around. They weren't strongly anti-government. You have created the culture. It's in our policy. We can use hand strikes. What do you think the video shows? Anybody who watches that video of the NYPD beating that guy, we see the government beating on people. We're not anti-government. We're pro-liberty, pro-freedom, pro-America. I love this country. I'm not a sovereign citizen. I'm for rule of law. You're the problem, dickhead. You are. Fucking pig. You are the problem. Your cops are dead because they went into someone's house without a warrant who doesn't like or trust government agents who are called cops. I haven't even shown you what I want to show you yet. Hold on a second.
Harold says the woman who made the initial call was the mother. According to the deputies, she had to be Baker acted. Deputies described her as incoherent and say she tried to attack neighbors.
We are offering for any agencies in Lake County free lunch and brunch for any of the officers tomorrow, Sunday.
Get some cop suck in there, baby. And he's got his thin stripe on his shirt. Get some cop sucking in, baby. Get yourself on there.
And then also next weekend.
Many local businesses like Ironworks Steak and Fine Cocktails trying to support any way they can.
One of the police officers that was shot is a good customer of ours, and I just talked to him 2 nights ago. So last night when we heard that he was involved, our hearts sank.
Okay, so this just chaps my ass. Because they're good customers of yours, that makes him a good person? You go out on your call, you go out on the calls with him? You see what he does to people, how he treats people? You see him put torture cuffs on people where it hurts them? You hear people begging, hey, loosen these, you're hurting me? And him say, no, they're not supposed to be comfortable? Do you see him stick his knee in people's chest as they say, I can't breathe? But he's your customer, so he's a good guy? Is that what I'm supposed to believe? Is that what the people here are supposed to believe? Well, let me show you something. We're just a minute away from what I'm going to show you here.
Family also set up a GoFundMe page to pay for Deputy Link's funeral expenses.
Listen to these numbers.
And support the family during this time. There will be a vigil tomorrow at Tavares Baptist Church in Tavares for Deputy Brad Link. Here in Sanford, Jarrell Baker, Getting Results, News 6.
All right, Jarrell, thank you. Now, that GoFundMe page
Listen.
for the family of Deputy Link. So far, they have raised almost $75,000. They're almost halfway to their goal of $200,000. The family told me this afternoon this is to help pay for funeral expenses and just to support them as they're going through this. So they asked us to specifically mention it if you would like to help them. There's also GoFundMe.
No, I don't want to help them. I'm sorry, I don't. I don't like cops. I don't trust cops. And when they die in the line of duty, there's an insurance program that kicks in. They get a very healthy payout from the city, from the government, but they need to get more money. Okay. But now, so I just had interactions with some people who I've known for a long time, and a couple of them, I talked to them about what I do. And now I want to show you something. There was a person who told me, I don't believe you. I don't think that's how it is, Chille. I don't think that the country feels like you tell me they're feeling. Okay. This newscast is out of Orlando. I got nothing to do with the Orlando news company that put this video on. I have nothing to do with them. We don't know each other. I didn't call them up. I didn't call. Here, let me just show you. Let me just show you. What does it say here? Let's go down here. Let's take a look. Oh, so I'm sorry. The first comment's mine. I was going to show your comment first. And I said, do they cry when we die? When cops kill us, do they cry? I don't know what those cops did to the person who shot them. I'd like to know that. Wouldn't you like to know what exactly went down? And then now read these comments. And this is what I really wanted to show you guys. Literally told us nothing for 4 minutes and 47 seconds. Let's see the body cam. Oh, but wait a minute. Hold on a minute. When I talked to a friend of mine over the weekend, they said that I'm not really speaking for other people. This is not how the country feels. This is how you feel, is what I was told. This is how I am. Okay. If this is how I feel, let's keep reading some comments here. Let's see. They were not ambushed. They went into someone's house. That's not an ambush. There's something missing from the story. This happens to innocent people every day at the hands of cops. Sketchy story. No names of the deceased or what crimes were committed. They had non-perishable food items. So what? They realized the door had been kicked into a house they weren't even called to, and then they were ambushed by people that live there. None of this sounds right. Then they go straight to them being crazy because they own guns and ammunition for guns, as well as food in case there's an emergency, and there's no way to get food and supplies. That makes them crazy. Something ain't right about this story. It sucks when anybody dies. I feel bad for the family, and I pray, and he goes on. I remember in Leesburg, cops entering the wrong apartment with the non-knock warrant, shot and killed by a guy because they went into the wrong apartment. This is what happens when you're in a gang. Something don't smell right. So they offed a father and 2 daughters, but we're supposed to cry that a cop that trespassed and got murked. How about stay off someone else's property unless you have a warrant? These are the comments. I didn't make these. They receive a call of domestic violence, but they see another house with a kicked-in door, which they enter. Why didn't they handle the original call? When they entered the other house, did they announce police? Did anybody have body cameras on? Couldn't they call for backup? No more info. With college degrees, you would think the news could tell a story without confusion. Both of my grandfathers were in law enforcement. Even the one that died was very young and told me that there's good cops and there's bad cops. Why would they kill the daughters? They just ran in there and killed everybody? How brutal. They probably just used equal force. Release the body cam footage. People starting to get back at cops no matter if they were good or bad. We're tired of you tyrants. Leave us alone. It seems the police department or the city who employs the officers would cover funeral expenses. So many gullible, ignorant people in this country. First of all, it's not illegal to own firearms or ammunition. It's your constitutional right. Second, the professional law enforcement should have body camera video to back up their story. If we don't get to see them, they're suspicious of a cover-up. We cannot take people in authority at their word anymore. So listen, cops show up for a domestic call. They see a neighbor's door We need more information. Interesting, the lack of racist comments. I'll keep looking. They say they were ambushed. Instead, they didn't understand the law. They violated the rights. Citizens versus gangs. They were there at night. They should have known better. This is just what we hear. Do these policemen not announce their presence? So were these good cops or bad cops? It's impossible to tell the difference these days. I just want, for the people who I know, who are people I've known my whole life, take a look at the comments. It might not happen in your bubble, but in the real world, in the city, in the real world, right here in the States, the continental United States, the cops are scum. We don't trust them. We don't like them. They're scum. I didn't make them scum. I just have the balls to say that they're fucking scum. Those scummy ass pigs went to someone's house, killed the father, killed the two daughters, and then the mainstream state-run Lion media said that they had guns and they had food. Where's the bad part? They got called out for a call they didn't handle. They went to another person's house and they got shot. There's a shocker. There's a real shocker. We see cops as an invading army. Put a 1 in the chat if you see cops as invaders. 1 for me. 1 for me. 1 for me. Mikey, if someone's missing an order, they go to dlzclips@gmail.com. Go to dlzclips@gmail.com. You email there if you're missing an order. Put your order number in there. You can read the comments, right? Friends who I've known for years and years and years. You can read the comments, right? So it's not your old friend here who just hates cops. I just hate cops because I'm an anarchist. I'm not an anarchist. I'm for rule of law. I'm not a volunteerist. I'm for rule of law. I'm for the Constitution. I'm for the Bill of Rights. I'm for making a country that is based on liberty, not based on law enforcing. Did you guys know? I got the book. I got the book. I don't know how much of the book I can share with you guys. I started reading the book last night. So Supreme Court Justice Neil Gorsuch has written a book called Overruled. The name of this channel that I started with Jeff Lloyd is called Delete Laws. The reason it's called Delete Laws is because Jeff Lloyd and we had a powwow about 5 years ago and said, man, there's too many laws on the books. We need to delete some laws. That's the reason why this channel is called Delete Laws. Yes, today, Neil Gorsuch's book came out. I already ordered it. I've already read the first 3 chapters. Neil Gorsuch is saying there's too many laws in America. Been a Supreme Court justice for 7 years. Neil Gorsuch is saying there's too many laws in this country. This channel is called Delete Laws because we have too many laws in this country, and half the laws in the country should be deleted. Our country is supposed to be based on liberty, not law enforcement. So all you cop suckers, you have the backwards ideology of America. America's based on liberty. Oh, Chille, you're not very nice about it. Cops aren't very nice to people. Cops are scumbags to people. They talk to us like we're scumbags. Listen, if you live in a beautiful little bubble and you never have to deal with it, I'm super happy for you. If you live in a tiny little community where the cops are decent to everybody there, amazing. I'm really happy for you. That's not the majority of America. The majority of America, the cops suck. And even 50% of the cop suckers, the reason why they're down on their knees sucking off these cops is because they're afraid of them. That's why. Or they go to their restaurant and they order food there every day. But you're not going out on the call with the guy. You're not seeing if he's sticking his knees in people's necks. Everybody, welcome Crystal. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming. I really appreciate it. Means a lot. You could read the comments, right? I mean, you could read the comments. You could.
Developing tonight, 2 Lake County deaths.
You can read the comments. I'm gonna pause this real quick here. You can read the comments. Did I go too far here? Oh, I see. I must have knocked it off. I'm sorry about that. I'm going to pull this up again real quick. I just want to show you guys a couple things here before we move on. I got another video I want to show you, but I just want to show you guys one more thing. So now all we hear is that the deputies are fighting for their lives, but what's the name of this video? Lake County deputies. 1 second. But here's the comments. And as far as I can scroll, just so you know, just so people who watch this who've never seen my channel before, just so you know, the comments don't ever stop. The comments on this don't stop. So no warrant. They just walked in, killed a family, and now the police are victims. You didn't tell us any info. I'm still sending condolences to the family of Sonia Massey, who was killed by the cop. Do they have a warrant to enter the house? $200,000 for funeral expenses? Doesn't the police pay since it was an on-duty death? Sounds like a citizen was defending his home. Deepest condolences to the deputy. These cops are worse than the criminals. People are sick of the thugging. People are sick of the thugging. I used to think people were good people. I used to think cops were good people. Even with a perfect background, I have no respect for them anymore. So, I was talking to somebody about what I do, and they said, I don't even want to entertain the conversation. I don't even want to talk about it. I'm not even going to entertain that conversation with you. You don't have to, bro. Read it right there. You can see it, right? You can read the comments. Let me drop the link down in the comment section so you can actually read it yourself. Here you go. You can read all the comments yourself. And let me just show you that it's not a video. I just put the link in the comments. You don't even want to entertain a conversation with me about it. Okay. Will you talk to any of these people? Because I didn't make this video. Let me scroll up here. Let me scroll up here. So this is WKMG News 6 Click Orlando has 460,000 subscribers. Wasn't me. I didn't call all those people and say, hey, drop some comments in there, because I'm going to call some people and tell them, hey, read the comments in here. It's across the country. People are sick of cops. They're sick of what they do to us.
Pretextual stops, and 2, welcome.
So this is from John Eagle. I love John Eagle's channel. I try to show some of his videos now and then. So I'm going to show this one right here.
Back. Today's video is a throwback from 2018 with my brother from another mother, Quentin Booker, the owner of the YouTube channel Dying to Live, where he gets pulled over by a cop in Springfield, Illinois, after following him for several blocks. When this cop thinks he's got someone with a warrant after running Quentin's plates, my dude calls him out on his lies for stopping him in the first place. This video will address 2 things. 1, pretextual stops, and 2, the major importance of having a dash cam. Let's get it.
How you doing, man? I'm all right, and you? When you turn off the Livingston, you got to go into the first lane. I did go in the first lane, immediately put my signal on, then went into the second.
Okay, that's wrong. That entire thing right there is wrong. You want to have your license, registration, proof of insurance ready to go on a laminated card. You want to slide it out from the top right here. Show him your license, registration, proof of insurance, and not say a word to him. You don't want to engage yourself in conversation with these jackboot thug pigs. You don't want to do that. You don't want to sit and talk with them, because if you do, they'll find a reason why they can arrest you. What's the goal of the cop when he pulls you over? The goal of the cop is to pull you over, arrest you, impound your car, take you to the dungeon, and steal your money. Now, listen, if you live in a beautiful little bubble where that's not the cop's goal, that's great. That's really great. But for most of us understand that that's the cop's goal. So what you want to do, you want to go to deletelaws.com. You want to get your trifold, which has all your case law in it. Every single case law that you're going to need to use when you get pulled over is in there. Driver, get out of the car. If he wants to search your car, if he wants to extend the stop, you want everything that you need to know is on this trifold right here. But then immediately you get it on deletelaws.com with the Z. You say, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent as you film the copper. When the cop pulls you over, you want to give him your license, registration, and proof of insurance immediately without delay. Just like that. This is a photocopy of my driver's license. It's a photocopy front and back of my driver's license, a laser copy, clear as a bell, and then the back is on there as well. So, Jim, you got yours yesterday? Right on. Listen, and by the way, what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep it going. Once you order, I'm going to give you your cop cards for free. Your cop cards for free. I'm going to give your cop cards for free. So you got to get this, and then you make sure, because I include this broccoli wad rubber band in your envelope, make sure your trifold goes up in your visor, that you have your license, registration, proof of insurance ready to go. You simply give it to him just like that. Just like that. Give it to him just like that. That's how it works. That is how it works. That's how it works. Just like that. Okay? Do it just like that.
Like, so I knew that's what you can try to get me for. You had no other reason.
First, let's address a pretextual stop. Pretextual stops are initiated by law enforcement for a minor traffic violation with the actual purpose of investigating or searching for evidence of another unrelated crime. The cop pulled over Quentin for a lane change violation, but it was just a pretext for his plate that he ran with someone else's similar name to him that had a warrant. My man, Mr. Booker, calls him out on his lie.
I went into the first lane, signal, went into the second lane.
Just update address.
I'm not going to ask any more questions, sir. I apologize.
Why are you being like that?
Because you profiling me. You was in Midtown Inn with me. You've been recorded.
Okay.
All right.
You can record me.
You was in Midtown Inn with me. So there's no reason to be pulling me over unless you're profiling me at the moment.
Okay. You can continue with that.
You ain't got no reason to pull you over.
I told you this guy was looking for a reason to get me.
And he didn't have one because you signaled on the right, put your left blinker on, and got in the left lane.
That's my issue.
Yeah.
Prove what you're doing in court.
Makes no sense.
Nah, he could have just been honest with me. I ain't gonna play your game.
Mm-hmm. He ain't got nothing to pull you over for.
No. So when I made that turn,
myself.
when I made that turn, he thought he had something to pull me over with, but it's on camera. You can literally hear my thing clicking when I go into that next lane.
Yep.
So
This is why it's always important to have a dash cam, because the cop accused Quentin of not signaling his lane change as a pretext to pull him over, because he ran his plates for a whole other reason to stop him. But he can prove from the audio of the dash cam that his turn signal was activated. And then he calls out the cop on yet another lie in a minute about the name it comes back to on his plate. Let's check it out.
I don't know what to tell him. And I'm irritated because I know what he's doing because he followed me from Midtown. If he was just behind me and happened to pull me over, I'd be a nice guy right now.
Right.
But I literally watched you follow me all the way around to Poplar.
In a circle.
Come out of Poplar, and now you pulling me over a lane violation right here. I just want to go about my business. I don't want to fight with you. Yeah.
You told me who it was. I
You have a brother?
Huh?
You have a brother?
I do.
Okay, well, when you run your plate, your brother comes
No,
back.
it don't. No, it
That's
don't.
why
No,
you
it
have a
don't.
warrant.
No, it don't. My brother do not come back to my plate. That's a lie in a day. I'll go to the police station right
I'm
now.
not saying he's registered to your plate, the name and everything's so close that he pops up with
No, officer,
Yes, it does.
officer, You and I know that's bullshit. You and I know
I'm not bullshitting.
you saw me pass money with a white guy in Midtown Inn. Yeah, I know you don't. But you followed me from Midtown Inn, and now all of a sudden you found a lane violation back there, but you
I'm
didn't.
explaining to you what it is. The brother in your name and everything's so close.
What brother? What's his name? What's his name?
Darion. It starts
Oh,
with a K.
no, I don't even got a brother named Kadarion. So
Well, I don't understand why you're so hostile.
I'm hostile because I don't like to be profiled. If you had a
So do you see what happens? Do you see what happens when you have a back and forth with the copper? When you have a back and forth with the copper, he's saying, why are you being so hostile? If you want to stand up for your rights, then you're being hostile. The way you stand up for your rights is you use the trifold. You say, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. It does the talking for you. Don't ask me where I'm coming from. Don't ask me where I'm going. Don't ask me where I've been. Don't ask me if I've been drinking. If I have a gun, I'll take no tests or no searches or seizures. Use the address on my ID. I'll give no information. Everything I need to provide is in the slip below. And there's your current license, registration, and proof of insurance, and that is backed up by your camera. If you talk to the cop, he's going to say that you're being hostile or you're being combative or you're being non-cooperative. Listen, if you want, you don't have to have my trifold. You could just write all this information down on a piece of, or you can email me and say, email me one for free and I'll email you the digital one you can print out for yourself if you don't have any money. But I think everybody's got $20 if you have a car. So you should have it in your car because I send the rubber band with it. So I know it goes over your visor. You want to use this because you don't want him to say what he just said right there. You heard him. As soon as he presses back against this jackboot thug pig, the cop automatically starts saying that he's being hostile. Listen, at 3:24, listen.
Yeah.
He told me who it was. I don't know.
brother? Huh? You have a brother? I do.
So do you have a brother? That is none of his motherfucking business. That is none of his business. I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Do not tell him about your family. Do not tell him about your family. Put a 1 in the chat if you got the trifold in your visor. JT Soup has his. You got to use your phone and use your trifold like a ninja. I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Do you have a brother? I invoked my Fifth Amendment right. Don't ask me another question. I just told you I invoked my Fifth Amendment right. Don't you respect that you took an oath to the Constitution? You took an oath to uphold my constitutional rights? And now you're asking me if I got a brother? It's none of your fucking business. I invoked my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. I said the word Fifth Amendment. Go to deletelaws.com with a Z. Go to deletelaws.com with a Z. And the beautiful thing is that I'm doing this, and I've been doing this pretty much since I got out of the dungeon. I'm giving you both the trifold, your rubber band. I'm also giving you the Fifth Amendment cop cards with it 100% for free. You get the driver and the non-driver card 100% for free. And these are like a credit card, so it doesn't matter what kind of car you're in. But now listen to the back and forth, how he becomes hostile.
Okay, well, when you run,
He told me
So he asked him, do you have a brother? He answers the question. How's that hostile?
who it was. I
you have
don't
a
know.
brother?
Huh?
You have a brother?
I do.
Okay, well, when you run your plate, your brother comes.
No,
back.
it don't. No, it
That's
don't.
why
No,
you
it
have a
don't.
warrant.
No, it don't. My brother do not come back to my plate.
It comes
That's a
up when
lie
you
in the
run your
day.
plate.
I'll go to the police station right
I'm
now.
not saying he's registered to your plate. The name and everything so close that he pops up when.
No, officer,
Yes, it does.
officer. You and I know that's bullshit. You and I know.
I'm not bullshitting.
You,
man. Yes,
officer.
it does. Saying he's registered to your plate. The name and everything so close that he pops up when.
No.
So the cop is sitting there lying. Put a 1 in the chat if you think the cop's lying. I think the cop's lying.
Officer, you and I know that's bullshit. You and I know.
I'm not bullshitting.
You saw me pass money with a white guy in Midtown Inn. Yeah, I know you don't. But you followed me from Midtown Inn, and now all of a sudden you found a lane violation back there, but you
I'm
didn't.
explaining to you what it is. The brother in your name and everything so close.
What brother? What's his name? What's his name?
Darion. It starts
Oh,
with a K.
no, I don't even got a brother named Kadarion. So
Well, I don't understand why you're so hostile.
I'm hostile.
Because you're lying. Listen, If you enter into a back and forth with a cop, he will say that you're being aggressive or you're being hostile. You have got to invoke your Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. You can't sit there and talk to that copper. He's going to try to arrest you.
Because I don't like to be profiled. If you had an honest,
You committed a traffic violation.
no, I didn't. It's on tape.
Yes, you did.
It's on tape.
You turned into the center
Then I'll
lane.
take your citation and beat you in court and prove to you I did not.
Turned into the center lane.
Oh,
Yes, you did.
Sir.
It's on video too, man.
Yes,
I
man.
was right behind you.
All right,
Why you
look.
gotta argue over some petty shit?
Let me tell you why. Because I just want you to be honest right now.
I am honest.
What you're not doing is being honest. You followed me for a couple blocks, stalked me, found a lane violation to pull me over, and then come with something my brother got on. I never heard that a day in my life. That's the dumbest excuse you can ever give a person.
It's called SoundX. You have the same last name and everything. It pops up. Yes, it does.
That's the dumbest excuse you can ever give a person. I never heard that
I tried to
before.
look up a picture and everything.
Okay, can I get
Stopped
your
you
card
for
and
lane
then I can go
violation.
about my way? Am I free to go?
What do you need? You want my card?
Yes, sir. I would love your card,
I'll go get
Mr.
you one.
White.
He's fucking lying. Oh, you know, and then like that one boy down there I showed you, they was calling him the police and this, that, and the other. You know, but that's
Here you go, sir.
I know you're just doing your job. You got a hard job, bro. But you cannot do what you're doing right now.
Yeah, I do right now.
What you did is you thought you had a target, and I wasn't that target.
I thought I had someone with a warrant, so I waited till I had PC to stop the car instead of just making some shit up.
Why would you think it's a warning?
Listen to the cop logic. Listen to this cop logic. Follow this.
Yeah, I do right now.
What you did is you thought you had a target, and I wasn't that target.
I thought I had someone with a warrant, so I waited till I had PC to stop the car instead of just making some shit up.
Why would you think it's a warning again?
Because it pops up with the name.
I thought I had a warrant, so I was waiting for you to do something wrong so I could pull you over instead of making some shit up. So that means, okay. So if he thought he had a warrant, so he was waiting for him to do something wrong so he could pull the car over instead of making some shit up, then that means previously he's just made some shit up. And if he can just find a reason to pull you over, well, then he doesn't need an excuse. Now he's saying he didn't use his blinker. He could just make up that you didn't use your blinker. And then for you to get the video, you got to go through all these steps. You got to go through the pullover. You can beat the rap, but not the ride. It's just such a load of shit. It really, truly is.
Starts with a K, with the last name is yours.
And my plates.
Your name comes to your plates. Yes, it does. But it also comes back to a name that has some other warrant because the name is so close that it pops up. I'm explaining it to you.
I'm gonna double check. You know what though? I'm being recorded, right? No, you're being recorded, right? You being recorded. I'm gonna double check what you're saying. I'm gonna hold you. I'm gonna hold you accountable for what you're telling me right
You
now.
wanna come see it right
No,
now?
sir. No, sir.
I'll show you right now on my computer.
No,
It
sir.
pops up with a subject with the same last name as you and a different first name, and it has a
Okay.
warrant.
All right.
It pops up with a subject as the same name as you.
I would love to show it to you.
You found your probable cause, right?
Because you're telling me I'm making up shit.
Well, you found your probable cause, right?
I did.
All right. Now, I just want you to know what I did was legal. I turned it to the first, instantly signaled, and went to the second. I've been stopped for that before and beat the same ticket because I knew you're trying to find a reason to pull me over. So when I made the turn, I'm conscious of you.
So the cop admits he's trying to find a reason to pull you over.
I know what you want. So I hit my signal. It's on tape. And what you did was an invalid stop.
It wasn't.
So I appreciate it. I will take it up and hold you accountable for what you did today. Enjoy the day, sir.
You too.
Jeff hates pigs. Jeff hates pigs. And Pistol P Rex is here. What's going on, Pistol P? Listen, I'm doing this. I've been doing this since I got out of the dungeon. Here's what I'm doing. What I'm doing is if you go to deletelaws.com and you get a trifold, I think they're $25. I'm giving you the cop cards for free. I sell them for $10. I'm giving them for free in your trifold. I'm also giving you this fancy broccoli wad rubber band. It's very fancy. You could order your own. They're like $1, 50 cents, 10 cents, whatever they are. But now I know that when you get this, you get the broccoli wad rubber band in your envelope. So that's the special I'm doing. And then I'm also going to email you my ebook and my digital poster, and I'm going to email you a black and white copy of this so you can print out multiple copies and give it to your friends and family. If you want to do what I do and order a bunch of broccoli wad rubber bands and then print out the digital copy that I send you, then you can give them to your friends and family, and it costs you the same price as one trifold. I sell the digital download for $10. I'm going to give it to you for free. I'm going to give you my ebook for free. I'm going to give you my poster for free. You got to print it out yourself. And I'm going to give you both of the cop cards, which are just like your driver's license, just like a driver's license card. I'm going to give you the driver and the non-driver for free in your envelope. There it is. If you can't afford anything, you got to have $5. But if you can't afford anything, I'll email it to you because you got to have it. You got to have it. But if you have a car, you should be able to afford $10. You should be able to. And I've been studying this shit for 20 plus years, 22 years since 2002. Everything that you need to know is on here. If the cop orders you out of the car, I just saw the other day, okay? The cop has to believe that if he orders you out of the car and you have it on camera, Pennsylvania versus Mims, and he says you got to get out of the car, exit for officer safety, he has to believe that you're armed and presently dangerous. This right here, this is kind of tongue-in-cheek where I'm saying to you, if you can prove with your camera rolling where you're filming the cop and filming yourself, and you can prove, read what this says here. So cop orders you out of the car. Driver, get out. Pennsylvania versus Mims, 1977. Officer safety is legitimate and weighty. The intrusion in personal liberty at most a mere inconvenience. The fact that the officer at the moment of the seizure of the warrant as a person of reasonable caution to believe the action taken was appropriate. Action. Removing you from the auto. The law is that you must get out when lawfully stopped. The reason you get out is the spirit of the law is for officer safety. If by video you can show that there's no way a reasonable officer can believe you're armed and presently dangerous, if by video you can prove that there's no way a reasonable officer would believe you're armed and presently dangerous, you can challenge the order unlawful because it's against the spirit of the law. Challenging the law could certainly get you arrested. But we have to challenge Pennsylvania versus Mims. It has to be challenged. So you want to use the trifold. And if you are going to get out of the car, if you're just going to comply, if you're going to, I'm wearing a pair of shorts and a t-shirt right now. So I would be able to show the cop and say, look, I can pro on camera that there's no way you believe that I'm armed and dangerous. So it's an unlawful order. So I'm not getting out. Now that could get me arrested. But if it's on video, then we'll crowdfund your lawyer and we'll sue that dirty jackboot thug pig. Because we have to change the system. The system has to be changed. So go to deletelaws.com with a Z, deletelaws.com with a Z. Get your trifold. I'll give you the cop cards for free. I'll give you everything I sell in my store for free. I'll simply email you everything in the mail. And now I want to show you another video that's a little bit off the topic of what we were just talking about, because this is the country that we're living in, and unfortunately,
this cell phone video shows plainclothes officer Brazil Martinez forcefully arresting 21-year-old Deshaun Betway, suspected of riding an illegal dirt bike.
He has him in a headlock between his legs, so his head is...
He's suspected of riding an illegal dirt bike, and so that's the... There it is right there. There it is. There it is right there. He's suspected of riding an illegal dirt bike. And so that's the treatment he should get. Unbelievable.
This cell phone video shows plainclothes officer Brazil Martinez forcefully arresting 21-year-old Deshaun Betway, suspected of riding an illegal dirt bike.
He has him in a headlock between his legs, so his head is in between his legs, and he's kind of like squeezing.
Ronnie Pinkerton Jr. recorded the incident Thursday on his cell phone. You see the NYPD officer pull out his gun and pointed at bystanders.
There it is. Okay. So, friends, family, subscribers, persons of justice, this is the reason why people don't like cops. He pulled his gun out and started pointing it at people who were pointing a camera at him. Do you not understand? I didn't create the system. I'm just calling it out. I call them pigs, and you're mad at me? Are you mad at the cops who are pointing their guns at people? Are you mad at them?
So the gun, I think my heart raced a little bit. I'm like, oh, is he really going to shoot? Is he going to shoot right now?
In a separate video taken just a few moments later, Martinez is seen punching a spectator in the face.
He acted like he was
at bystanders.
When I saw the gun, I think my heart raced a little bit. I'm like, oh, is he really going to shoot? Is he going to shoot right now?
Look at that. He just walks up and punches a guy in the face. Watch in slow motion what the guy's doing.
In a separate video taken,
he's standing there with his phone up, filming. Look, you can see it. You can see it, right? Take a look. He's standing there filming. He's standing there filming this dirty pig. But don't call them pigs, Chille. Don't call them pigs. That's very, very disrespectful. Don't call them pigs. Cops keep us safe. Do they? Maybe where you live. Maybe in your little world over there. But for the most part, people hate these pigs. For the most part, they're distrusted, disliked, disloyal. They're parasites. They're the enemies of freedom. They're the darkness. Remember what the kid's crime was? He was riding an illegal dirt bike. So hold him down, put him in a headlock. And then if someone films you, run up and punch him in the face real sneaky like.
just a few moments later, Martinez is seen punching a spectator in the face.
He acted like he was looking somewhere else. So as soon as he walked out, he hit him.
The man who got punched, 19-year-old Janico Harvey.
And now look, take a look. He's got his knee right in the middle of his back while another cop is on his legs. And look at that. Look at that. But don't call them pigs, Chille. Don't call them pigs. That makes you look bad when you call them names. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It's never happened to you. Because it's never happened to you, you can't relate. It's never happened to me, so you shouldn't call them pigs. But take a look. Are you blind? The guy walked out while there was a guy standing there holding his camera, looked this way, and punched the guy in the face. But don't call them pigs. But don't call them pigs. Whatever you do, don't call them pigs. They can do this, but they're not pigs. Okay. Makes perfect sense to me.
18-year-old Janico Harvey was charged with menacing and disorderly conduct.
Menacing because he was filming. Look, he's got his knee across the back of his neck, right on his head, right in the middle of his spine.
It's another example of how police can honestly do whatever they want and get away with it. How I feel personally.
The officer seen pointing his gun and Harvey was charged with menacing and disorderly conduct.
So now I want you to listen to this right here. It must have been me. I must have gotten to this kid. You know what? For friends and stuff who know me, it must be me. I got to this black kid here and I told him what to say. And here's what he said. Let's listen to what the kid said. And just remember, this was all me.
It's just another example of how police can honestly do whatever they want and get away with it. How I feel personally.
That's how he feels personally, but that's not how he feels personally. What happened was I called him on the phone. I got a hold of this guy and I said, listen, the news is going to interview you. And what you tell them is that you feel personally that the cops can get away with anything. I'm just going to tell you what to say and then you say it. It's not really how he feels. I made him say that. But don't call them pigs. Don't you call them pigs.
The officer seen pointing his gun and delivering that sucker punch has been stripped of his gun and badge and placed on modified assignment while the nation's largest police department investigates his actions. Rena?
Cell phones documenting so much now, DeMarco.
You bet.
Thank you.
You know, she said it right there. Let me play that back again just real quick.
Documenting so much now, DeMarco.
It's his actions. Rena?
Cell phones documenting so much now, DeMarco.
You bet.
Thank you so much.
So cell phones documenting so much now because you are the one filming. Put a 1 in the chat if you film cops. Put a 1 in the chat if you film cops. Put a 1 in the chat. There's my 1 right there. Gloria P. Rex, what's going on? What is going on? Right. So then he says the most important part. XHHX Omega Red says, so the cop is still on the force then. We saw him walk up and sucker punch a guy who was just filming. We saw it. We just saw it. Is this the same thing? If I do this one, what is this one? Is this some other sort of I mean, I can't do this because this accordingly that supposedly means white power, which, you know, I was only showing a black guy get assaulted so people wouldn't think I was deeply, deeply racist. So if I move my fingers here, does this mean something different? I don't know. I just want to make sure I do it right. Listen, go to online, get your trifold now. Go to Delete Laws, go to DLZ, deletelaws.com with a Z, get your trifold so I can send you the cop cards. And then if you ever have a problem with any of your orders, then Mama Lion is here too. Then email me at dlzclips@gmail.com and send me your order number. If you can't afford any of my products, email me at dlzclips and I'll work out something for you so that you can get the products. You should be able to, if you have a car, you should be able to come up with $5 or $10 at least, so I don't have to come out of pocket, so that, you know, it is what it is. But then she says it right here. Cameras are catching so much now because you're filming cops.
Now at 5:30, questions about who's training new police officers in Massachusetts. A months-long WBZ investigation has uncovered some pretty serious complaints against dozens of instructors at the state's police academies. Thank you for staying with us. I'm Courtney Cole.
And I'm Lisa Hughes. WBZ's Louisa Moeller shows us how the state committee in charge has changed its code of conduct since she started asking questions.
There is no such thing as a routine traffic stop.
This is a video shown to police officers in training this year by the Municipal Police Training Committee, or MPTC.
For passenger side approach, the advantages include element of surprise.
And the officer doing the demo, he's not legally allowed to be a police officer in Massachusetts. That's former Hudson police officer Kevin Johnson. This video taken of him before his certification to be an officer was suspended by the state last year.
Because he's a scumbag, jackboot thug pig.
MPTC still showing it to police recruits even after he was convicted of a misdemeanor crime. Court documents state Johnson was arrested for assaulting and kicking a man in the head and pushing his girlfriend. MPTC and its instructors are in charge of training every new...
So don't just gloss over it, okay? Don't just gloss over it. Hold on. What do they say? 2 out of 5 cops beat their wives and children or are domestic violence. So now let's listen to this again.
Court documents state Johnson was arrested for assaulting and kicking a man in the head.
He kicked a guy in the head.
And pushing his girlfriend.
So if he pushed his girlfriend in public, what does he do to her at home?
MPTC and its instructors are in charge of training every new police officer at academies like this one across the state, with training for current officers online. So we wanted to know, who else is teaching the police officers of tomorrow? WBZ obtained a list of MPTC's roughly 2,500 instructors. Salem State University interim captain Stephen Turcott is on there. Turcott was the subject of a 2012 WBZ I-Team investigation. Salem State settled a lawsuit against him, accusing him of sexual harassment and gender discrimination. In total, WBZ found 46 MPTC instructors with serious sustained complaints against them. 3 who had their MPTC instructor certifications suspended since we started investigating. 1 had their instructor certification reinstated after an appeal. Among them, we found officers accused of falsifying timesheets, others involved in alleged domestic violence. He was arrested, then arrested again for violating a order against the same victim, off-duty assault and battery, another accused of illegal drug use, an officer accused of consuming alcohol before their shift, yet another allegedly used a police information system to conduct searches on 7 people unrelated to his police work. All 46 in violation of the MPTC's Code of Conduct.
It starts with a small transgression, and that becomes something that's accepted. Then it leads to another one, and that becomes accepted.
Larry Smith is a former Massachusetts State Police sergeant who runs a firm that investigates law enforcement. He argues MPTC's issues stem from its leadership, under the helm of Executive Director Robert Ferrulo, who retired this week. In April, WBZ revealed a Stoneham police officer who resigned from his job for allegedly saying the N-word was an MPTC instructor. The committee subsequently decertified him. Last summer, WBZ's I-Team learned a cheating investigation was underway at 2 MPTC academies, and 4 student officers were disciplined at the time.
The executive director that is in charge, he was in charge for all of these.
MPTC told us in a statement, the Municipal Police Training Committee remains deeply committed to ensuring that our staff and nearly 2,500 instructors uphold the highest standards of integrity, competence, and professionalism. The committee said,
I mean, didn't we just hear that before? Didn't we just hear this before? The Municipal Police Training Committee remains deeply committed to ensuring that our staff uphold the highest standards of integrity, competence, and professionalism. Put a 1 in the chat if that's simply just not true. If it's just not true that you hire the dumbest and lowest knuckle draggers in society, that's what you do. That's what you do, because no good person today will sign up to be a copper. You get a person like me, you're not going to get someone like me. No way. No way. I would never sign up to be a cop. With those policies, procedures, and protocols, you know, I got a friend, and he had a friend. I'm shading some stuff here. I'm trying to keep my life private in some regards here. I had a friend though, and he was having a big event, and he invited another guy to the event, and he said, "Hey, Chille, I'm inviting this guy to that event, and he's a copper. And he's a great guy," is what he said. I went to the event and I saw the guy, and he's a great guy. Okay. He's a great guy. Sure. But did you go with him on his calls? Did you see what he did on his calls? Did you see how he treated people? Is he a great guy? I don't know if he's a great guy. Maybe he is. I mean, are there good cops? You guys tell me, are there good cops? Yes, there's good cops. No, there's no good cops. Put in the comment section for me. Yes, there's good cops. No, there's no good cops. I just want to see here, just kind of get a rough estimate. Yes, there's good cops. No, there's no good cops. I mean, is there 1 out of 10 good? Yes, there's good cops. No, there's no good cops. I just want to know. No. I got 3 no's. No good coppers, says Brick. JBTP, no. Good cops, is that a joke? No. Shanta, I got your hoodie now. So hit me up, Shanta. BZ Watchdog says maybe. They are rare, says Daniel. Hell no. No, there's no good pigs. So look, this is DLZ team here. So you're not gonna get no, none. I got 1 maybe. I haven't got a yes yet. Jeff hates pigs. So we keep on. I tried. They took my phone number. There's evidence of 2 on YouTube, says Kinetic Customs and Racing. So look, we keep on hearing the same thing, that they have the highest standard of integrity, competence, and professionalism. But that's not what Stacy said. Some bad cops do good things between the bad. And that's so, and I'm going to make some videos here. Listen to me. I Team DLZ is coming out. Team DLZ is coming. So I'm going to give you guys an update on Team DLZ here in 1 second. Whoop.
hold the highest standards of integrity, competence, and professionalism. The committee says it started a notification process for the state's police oversight commission called POST will alert them if an officer is suspended or decertified. And it's now requiring instructors to self-report complaints against them. Here's the governor. Do you think there needs to be a deeper probe into the people who are training the police of tomorrow in the state?
I'm committed to, as a former attorney general and now as governor, making sure that we have the right personnel and people in place when it comes to all public safety matters.
Hey, Governor. Governor, let me help you out. Okay. Let me help you out. It doesn't matter who you hire. To my friends who tell me that, I'm wrong, that there's good cops out there. Okay. I have some close friends. I'll leave it at that description. I got some close friends and people who I know and I've known for my life. I just saw a bunch of them over this weekend, and they tell me that there are some good cops. Okay. All right. Let me explain to the governor. I'm going to roll this back because it makes more sense if I explain it after she says what she
in the
says.
state. I'm committed to, as a former attorney general and now as governor, making sure that we have the right personnel and people in place when it comes to all public safety matters.
Okay. So let me explain something to you, Governor. As long as we have these policies, these protocols, and these procedures, you cannot have good cops. Do you understand that? So for you watching this, who's like, oh, I hate Chille, I hate delete laws. Okay, fine. You hate me. As long as you are training people to put other people in chains, you can't have good people do that. Good people don't want to put other people in chains when we have cameras now, tracking devices now. We have new technologies to restrain people who are cuckoo or on chemicals. There's new ways we could do it that doesn't require where I got to throw you on your belly and get your hands behind your back and stick my knees in your neck. You can't have those policies, procedures, and protocols and have good cops. Good people don't want to do that to other people. You have to have a real bunk. You got to have a real moron. Well, what are you going to do? Well, I'll do whatever you tell me to do. I'll just follow the orders and I won't think about it. If someone asks me, why don't we change handcuffs? Well, that's above my pay grade. I couldn't really tell you that. Why don't we get rid of handcuffs and do something else? It's above my pay grade, Chille. Can't really talk about that. Morality equals thinking. Ayn Rand, Atlas Shrugged. Morality equals thinking. If you decided to turn off your morality, turn off your thinking apparatus, if you don't want to try it another way, if you don't want to challenge the status quo, you're not a good person. We have tracking devices. We have cameras now with facial recognition. You no longer need to chain up 9 out of 10 people. You could point your camera at them and say, hey, listen, you got to come with me. You can run off if you want. I'm not going to grab you, but just go ahead and pop in the back of the car. There's no cage back there. No one's going to grab you and start, right? We could do that, but we won't because there's too much money in the torture cuff business. And I hate to say it, but she doesn't look that great to me either. Sorry. Hate to judge a book by the cover.
Louisa Moeller, WBZ News.
I should point out,
WBZ, BZ's in the hizzy.
WBZ reached out to the various police departments mentioned in that story, and none of them commented.
Of course not, because they don't have to answer to us. There's no accountability to the people. Nothing. There's no accountability to us at all whatsoever. They don't give a shit about us at all whatsoever.
Go when he asked 6:15 the time this Friday morning. Jupiter Man says he is a victim of discrimination because of something out of his control. And now he's suing the place and people, including an off-duty Jupiter police officer who he says left him with physical and mental trauma.
Who's that? Who's that?
2 different videos. This one given to us by the Jupiter Police Department. This one given to us by the Jupiter Police Department. This one by...
Look at how they're treating him. Look at the right. Look at your right. Look how they're treating him on the right screen over here, right here.
This one given to us by the Jupiter Police Department. This one by the plaintiff, Nelson Gosman's attorneys, depict the night a 70-year-old...
Look at that. Look at that. Look.
Nelson Gosman's attorneys...
As he's got a dog right there to bite him, he's throwing haymakers.
Pick the night. A 70-year-old...
He's just wailing on a guy.
Old Vietnam vet was removed from a bar by an off-duty police officer.
It's very, very upsetting. It's like a nightmare.
I interviewed Gosman earlier this year, but the story started last August. Gosman, who is legally blind, says he never saw this coming.
And at that point, before I even turned back around, I was accosted from behind. I was put in a headlock, and I was dragged out. I was beaten at the front door of this establishment, unconscious.
Gosman says he went to Square Grouper with his guide dog and friends. He'd been there before, but this time he says the employee working the front entrance wasn't very welcoming.
They gave me a hard time about bringing my guide dog in there. And I explained to them that she's a guide dog for the blind. And I asked him if he knew the rights under the ADA.
Gosman is suing the off-duty Jupiter police officer who was working security that night, as well as one of the bouncers and the bar. He believes he was discriminated against because he is blind and had his guide dog, despite protections under the Americans with Disabilities Act.
The cop certainly attacked him, didn't he?
By law, businesses must allow service animals to accompany people with disabilities. Gosman says he did nothing to warrant getting kicked out.
But you kept your composure the whole time.
Oh, absolutely.
But a pair of police reports tell a different story. The attorney representing Officer Austin Schneiderbeck declined a request for an interview. But Schneiderbeck says in his report, Gosman bit him and refused to let go when he asked him to leave peacefully. He says the management wanted Gosman removed because he was highly intoxicated and causing a disturbance, not due to his dog. The officer says he tried to break Gosman's fall, and Gosman resisted again when he attempted to handcuff him. He says Gosman hit him in the face with his dog leash. Officer Schneiderbeck says he hit the man 4 times to get him to stop the attack.
There were several things that occurred that night, that evening, that should not have occurred to a disabled person, much less a disabled veteran who had all of the proper identifications.
Gosman's attorney says a toxicology test to check his client's blood alcohol level was never done. The state attorney's office says after reviewing the material, it decided not to prosecute. Criminal charges against Gosman for trespassing and battery on an officer were dropped. On its website, Square Grouper says it welcomes service animals. I went there with a photographer in plain view to try and learn more about what happened that night. We were unable to speak with anyone involved in the incident.
Are you manager?
I work for the company.
You work for the company.
Yeah.
Oh, and this is, what company is that?
Square Grouper Tiki Bar.
Okay, okay.
Any questions you can run through there?
Okay, we've certainly left messages. I don't know if you can maybe let them know that we've also called.
The attorney representing Square Grouper and the bouncer declined a request for an interview, and a representative for the bar told us it does not comment on pending litigation. But in court papers, their attorney says the bouncer was acting in self-defense and that Gosman is the one who was negligent and caused his own injuries.
Since this has happened, he's been to the emergency room multiple times because he has headaches and he vomits when he sleeps.
Gosman said
he vomits when he sleeps.
As nearly a year later, it's not just the physical, but mental trauma that still haunts him.
Everybody that was involved in this, I want them being held accountable. And
so watch. He's not fighting back at all. The cops grabbing him. He's going to throw some haymakers.
so that other veterans and other blind and disabled people don't have to go through the same thing that I've gone through that is horrific.
Different videos. This one given to us by the Jupiter Police Department.
No, watch. He's got his hands in the air. He's got his guide dog right here. Watch.
This.
So he's not resisting. He's just standing there. He's got his hands above his head.
This one by.
Now they blur it. I don't know why they blur it here, but they do.
The plaintiff, Nelson.
And then the copper is moving the guy over. He's allowing himself to be moved over.
Gosman's attorneys.
And then he's covering up. So we didn't see, there must have been a punch in the face there before or something, because he's covering his face. Both of his arms are down. See, both of his arms are down right here. There's one arm. There's the other arm. Punch in the face right there. Both of his arms were down. Punches him in the face right there, over the top. Punches him in the back of the head. Down he goes. Wow, right there. That should be a smack dab home run lawsuit. That dirty jackboot thug pig. See, this is the whole thing. There's no criminal codes for cops. That's what has to change. When I get into the legislature, when I get into the government, I will submit into committee a bill that creates criminal codes for cops. That cop shouldn't get away with doing what he just did. We can see it plain as day. He punches him. Look, both of his hands are together right here. Do you see it? His hands are together. He's not punching anybody. Look, punches him in the face over the top as the man's hands are down low. Look, you can see both of Gossman's hands are right there. Look, you can see one hand is here, one hand is here. What is the reason to punch him in the side of the face? There's a punch right there. Now he's truly reeling. He's in trouble. He just got a shot to the face. Why is that shot to the back of the head necessary? And then look, he loses consciousness right there. He loses consciousness. His body goes limp. Do you see it? Watch his body go limp. Strike number 1. Strike number 2. Body goes limp. Nothing to protect his face. He hits the ground face first. He's a sack of potatoes on the ground. There it is right there. But it's me. I'm so sorry. I created the video in artificial intelligence. It's not the cops doing this. Don't call them pigs, Chille. Don't call them pigs. I'm so sorry for calling him a pig. Does it look like he's a pig to you? Does it look like he's hitting a blind man who's recoiling, trying to get the hell out of there? But it's me. I get it. I'm the villain. I'm the bad guy because I actually call out what I see. What a dirty motherfucking pig. Disgusting. It's disgusting.
You wanna look at my camera?
Yes.
Yeah?
I do.
Violate my Fourth Amendment right then.
Okay, I need to know what you're recording.
I don't need to show you anything.
Yes, you do, because this is
the only way you're gonna see it.
Building.
The only way you're gonna see what I'm recording is if you're gonna take my
building.
stuff away from me right now. Arrest me. Here, can you hold this? Arrest me then. Arrest me.
I'm not going to arrest
me then.
I'm going to ask that you
arrest
me.
Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. What you're about to see.
So there's a very important part here that has to be talked about, okay? So if you're going to go in and you're going to film the cops, okay? If you're going to go in and film cops, and God bless you for doing it. You're doing a service to humanity. You absolutely want to have your Fifth Amendment non-driver cop card on your person, and right away it says right there, cops cited. Start filming and say, I invoke my First Amendment right. 2017 Turner versus Driver upholds your First Amendment right to film police. Number 2, cop approaches and says any words at all. You say, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. That's what you do right there. The exact words, Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. You want to get it on deletelaws.com. You want this card in your pocket. Just like a credit card, like a driver's license. I sell them for $10. If you buy a trifold, you get the cards with the trifold for free. You want absolutely to have the card in your pocket, so that you can use it and show the copper.
Working on a lot of he's top.
Can you please leave me alone?
No.
Leave me alone. I'm interviewing right now. Do not interfere with me.
Sir,
Walk away.
Can we get another
Walk
to
away.
the third floor, please?
Walk away.
No.
Walk away.
Sir, were
Leave
you
me
given a
alone.
paper
Leave me
saying where
alone.
You can.
Leave me alone. Go. Walk away.
No, sir.
Am I violating any laws right now?
You were
Right now. Right now.
The auditor is Utah Cop Watch, so we're going to swing by his channel next.
Am I violating the laws right now?
You were violating a court order.
Right now. Right
Yes.
now. Arrest me. Here, can you hold this? Arrest me then. Arrest me.
I'm not going to arrest you.
Arrest me then.
I'm going to ask that you stop
Arrest
recording.
me. I'm not going to stop recording. Arrest me.
10-9.
Go ahead, arrest me.
10 by, sir.
If I'm violating the law right now, arrest me. I don't have to answer to you at all.
Sir, we were just asking.
No, you interrupt me with my job right now, and you're telling me I'm breaking the law, so arrest me.
You were violating court order.
Okay,
I was just asking
arrest me.
if you could.
Arrest me then.
I don't want to arrest you.
Then what law am I violating?
We are not allowed to record up here. Hi, guys. We're not allowed to record up here. It's a court
Says
order.
who?
Says the AOC. Did they give you a paper when they came in? When you came in?
I'm not answering your questions.
Okay.
If I'm breaking the law right now, arrest me.
I don't want to have to arrest you. I want to solve this at the lowest level possible.
The lowest possible is for you to walk away and leave me alone. Let me do my job.
And you have to be able to let me do mine. We have.
Then I am allowing you. Arrest me then. If I'm breaking the law right now, arrest me. Arrest me.
What's up, woman? Let's go. Found a recording up here. Court order says we can't record up here, correct?
Recording where?
Right here.
Arrest me.
What are you recording?
Arrest me. If I'm breaking the law right now, arrest me.
I'm asking you a question.
Can I get your name and badge?
My name is Officer Pullman. Badge number is, so long.
560.
560.
Okay, am I breaking the law right now?
Can you answer a question for me?
I don't answer questions.
Okay.
You say, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent.
Then I need to know where you're recording.
No, he does not. You say, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. The lighting in here, I was a little bit rushed when I got in here today. So the lighting is kind of messing up the green because I'm on a green screen. But right there, you first invoke your First Amendment right. Sorry about that. And then the second one is you invoke your Fifth Amendment right. Let me try it like that. It's going to knock it out because it's kind of a green yellow. While filming, state these exact words. Number 2 right here. I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Right there. Come on, bad chicken. Come on, bad chicken. Whatever. That's how you want to do it. You want to do it just like that.
I don't answer questions. I don't need to explain anything to you.
Then we're going to have to ask you to leave the courthouse.
I'm not. No, you're not. I'm not leaving.
I'm going to ask you to leave the courthouse.
Arrest me then. If I'm breaking the law, you're going to arrest me.
You're not
The
breaking
only way
you
you're
need
going
to leave the courtroom.
the
You're
only
not going to
way-
listen to what I
The
have to
only
say.
way I'm going to leave is you're going to arrest me.
Show me what you're recording.
I don't have to show you anything.
Okay.
Do not show him anything.
So, okay. So wait a minute. Hold on one second. So listen to Utah Cop Watch. I'm going to swing by your page and subscribe as soon as this video, and we're going to go by Utah Cop Watch. So Utah Cop Watch, he doesn't have to arrest you. All he has to do is threaten you with arrest. He doesn't have to arrest you. You tell him, I'll leave if you threaten me with arrest. Then you don't got to be put in the torture cuffs and take the ride, because you can beat the rap, but not the ride. You don't want to take the ride. You tell him, if you threaten to arrest me, then I will respect your authority and I will leave. That gives you standing because he chilled your First Amendment right under threat of arrest. You don't want to get arrested. Trust me. You don't want to go through the dungeon. You don't want to get strip searched. You don't want to go through it. You don't want to go through it. So you get the guy to say that he's going to arrest you. And then you go through your whole process legally.
You wanna look at my camera?
Yes.
Yeah?
I do.
Violate my Fourth Amendment right then. Do it.
Do you know that this is a
Do it.
secure building?
Do it.
Do you know this?
Violate my Fourth Amendment right. I'm not gonna answer your questions.
Then what are we going to do to make this?
Walk away and let me do my job.
Okay, I need to know what you're recording.
I don't need to show you anything.
Yes, you do, because this is
The only way you're gonna see it.
building.
The only way you're
Sir,
gonna see what I'm recording
this is
is
a
if you're gonna
secure
take my
building.
stuff away from me.
Sir, this is a secure building.
The only way you're gonna see what's on my camera is if you're gonna take it away from me.
Sergeant Glad.
That's the only way.
The third floor, please.
That's the only way.
Okay. I need to know what you're recording.
I'm not gonna tell you what I'm recording. The only way you're gonna know what I'm recording is if you're gonna arrest me and take my stuff. You're gonna violate my Fourth Amendment right and my First Amendment right.
But you gotta also understand that this is a secure building. Did you not, when you came through that?
Yeah, I came through there.
Security?
Yeah, I came through there.
This is a secure building.
Okay.
Okay. Because it's a
Can the
secure
public
building,
be in here?
because
Can
it's
the
a-
public
but you
be here?
Listen to me.
No, I don't have to listen
Because
to
it's
you.
a secure building, I can tell you where and when you can record.
No.
Yes, I can.
No, you're wrong, Copper. You're wrong. No, you can't. So what they're trying to say, and they're both using the wrong terminology. It's called a limited public forum. And if it's a limited public forum, then you're going to get your time, place, and manner restrictions of your First Amendment. But this is not a limited public forum where he is. It's a public forum. So he does have a right to film in there. Again, you should have the card on you so you can educate the copper, show the copper the card, because then if you're going to take legal action, you showed him in writing you're violating my First Amendment, and you say, I invoke my Fifth Amendment, not I'm not going to answer any questions. There's a difference.
Because it's a secure building, sir.
Well, then get your sergeant here or something.
I am asking you a question.
I'm not going to tell you what I'm recording.
Then I'm going to have to ask you.
If you want to find out what I'm recording, take my stuff out.
Escort this gentleman out.
Okay, right there. If he's going to escort you out under threat of arrest, then you still have your lawsuit.
Talk cop watch. Man, I've got mad respect for this guy. What he's doing isn't easy, not by a long shot. It takes guts to stand up to this kind of tyranny, especially when it's risky and downright dangerous. But this is what it takes, folks. Sometimes even more, just to protect our freedom here in America. He's out there, putting it all on the line, and that deserves some serious appreciation.
You like to take the stairs or the elevator?
No, I want your sergeant here first.
We're going to go down.
No, I want your sergeant here first.
We're going to go down.
I want your sergeant here
We're going to
first.
go down to my sergeant's office.
No, I want your sergeant over here because when I came in, they told me where I can and can't record.
Okay.
So right there, you tell him, if you're threatening to arrest me, then I'll leave. But don't get arrested.
What did they tell you?
I'm not going to answer any of your questions.
Okay.
If I'm here, it's because I know that I'm not breaking the law.
You need to understand where you're at.
If I'm standing here recording, it's because I know I can't be here.
Building, okay.
I can't be here.
Was they just out here? Is that where they were doing it?
Yeah, he was right here.
What was he recording?
He was recording the young lady.
Okay, so
He was in here.
why was you recording her?
It doesn't matter why I was recording her.
I'm asking you a question.
I don't care.
See, this is where our
This is the thing. This is where my Fifth Amendment right
You want me
applies.
to answer your question.
This is
but
where
you
my
will
Fifth
not
Amendment.
answer
You're a
my
public servant.
But he didn't invoke his Fifth Amendment right. He has to say, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right.
You need to understand.
You're a public
I'm
servant.
asking you questions. You're asking me questions.
You're a public
I'm
servant.
answering your questions. I would like you to answer my questions.
I
please.
invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent.
There it is. Now that he's invoked his Fifth Amendment right, that cop can't ask him another question without violating his constitutional rights.
Asking you to invoke your Fifth Amendment right. I want to know why you were recording her.
No, but he already did. It doesn't matter if you ask him to invoke his rights or not. He already did.
Is this somebody that you know?
He just violated his rights right there.
Take a look at this deputy's face. It's like he's sweating bullets. You've got to wonder, what's got him so business? And he's to see. Curiosity.
Invoke my Fifth Amendment right. I invoke my Fifth Amendment right. I invoke my Fifth Amendment right.
Doesn't have to answer that if he's invoking that. We're just gonna have to ask him to leave the courthouse.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
There it is. The other copper said right there.
We're asking you to leave the courthouse now.
Are you trespassing me?
I am trespassing you for today, yes.
Can you give me a paper saying that
I
you're
am
trespassing
not-
me?
You are going to go down because I am working right now.
You are working on the lawsuit right now. So are you working on the lawsuit right now? So call your sergeant over here before you make a mistake.
No, he already threatened to trespass you. You got grounds right there.
Call your sergeant over here before you make a mistake.
He's out of the building.
I'm not talking with you no more, sir.
Call your sergeant before you make a mistake. Call your sergeant before you make a mistake. Yeah, but I'm interviewing someone here.
Okay.
I'm interviewing here someone
You
here.
got their permission?
Who?
The person you're-
I'm interviewing.
No,
yes,
that's okay.
yes,
Okay,
yes,
that's fine.
yes.
As long as you got their permission, that's what the order says.
But you guys should learn that order before you guys try to.
Whose permission do you have?
It doesn't matter. I don't have to answer your question.
But I'm asking you, who's?
He already invoked his Fifth Amendment right, Copper.
You don't have to answer your questions. I don't have to answer your questions.
Shelley's right on this.
We already had a
I apologize, sir. I was wrong.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Now let's do this because this was on the Audit Observer, and this guy's not an auditor, so I don't know. I'm not gonna. I subscribe. I mean, it's not that I don't appreciate his work. I do, but it's Utah Cop Watch. I'm already subscribed to Utah Cop Watch. Okay. So I'm already subscribed. So I'm just going to go by his recent videos here. Oh man, he hasn't put a video out in a month. What about a live stream? A year ago, and he hasn't put a video out in a month? Man, how about shorts? Any shorts recently? How old is this one?
Tell him to stop.
9 months ago, and here's the deal. He put something in there. All right, I'm just going to go back, and I'm going to go to his videos, and I'm just going to drop him a comment on here. I'm going to give him a like and then say, thank you for your service. There you go. Okay, there it is. There it is. Now we dropped a comment for him. Yeah, did you guys see this one? Did I show you guys? Did we watch this one? I know we watched a different Rolando Bass video.
Hi, sir. License registration. Citation for
Hey.
not being restrained.
He hid it under my seat the other night.
Yo, Alaska Audits. Yo, man. Hey, Alaska Audits, can you shoot me an email? Would that be okay if you shot me an email? I was yeah, shoot me an email. I want to get in contact with you. I'm from Alaska, so I want to get in contact with you. Shoot me an email.
How you doing, sir?
I'm all right. How you doing today,
Good.
sir?
You have your license and registration?
Yes, I do. You mind telling me what I got pulled over for?
Yes, sir. The reason why I stopped you is because you're not wearing a seatbelt.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So you pulled right out of that parking lot. You looked directly at me.
Uh-huh.
Had a clear and unobstructed view of your whole shoulder area. Did not see a seatbelt, sir.
But people can ride motorcycles in America, but if you don't have your seatbelt on, they can pull you over and harass you.
How you doing?
For your safety and mine, I hope you know this stop's recorded.
That's fine, sir.
All right, cool.
Is Clopper Road, apartment A2, still your current address?
I apologize, officer. I don't answer any questions.
Okay, so couple mistakes here right off the bat. Let's get into the mistakes he makes here.
How you doing, sir?
I'm all right. How you doing today, sir?
Hello's for suckers. Hello is for suckers. That guy's not your friend. Put a 1 in the chat if that cop's not your friend. You don't say hello when they walk up. They're not your buddy. You can do it. I don't. There's no point in me saying hello, how are you? He's doing just fine. Special Ed Andrew knows this. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's there to steal your money out of your wallet. Hopefully, he's trying to find a reason to arrest you. He'll ask you to look in your glove box or look in your trunk. Why does he want to look in your glove box or look in your trunk? So he can find a reason to arrest you. You don't say hello. No.
You have your license and registration?
Yes, I do.
You don't need to answer a single solitary question. You simply reach up to your visor, wear your trifold, and your laminated license, registration, and proof of insurance is ready to go. You took the time to do this. You set that up. And then right there, you just really quickly, right here, you give him your license, registration, proof of insurance, and you skip the hello, how you doing? Save all those niceties. Just slip this right to him. There you go. There's a copy of my license, my current registration, my current insurance. There it is right there. That's what you do. That's how you do it. Just like that. Let's listen further here.
You mind telling me what I got pulled over for?
Yes, sir.
Nope. You don't care why he pulled you over. And he doesn't have to tell you. He can even be wrong for the reason why he pulled you over. You could have had your seatbelt on. You could have used your blinker. North Carolina versus Heenan, 2014. The cop can make the mistake, and you still have to give him your license, registration, and proof of insurance. You don't say that. Why'd you pull me over? After you've given him your license, registration, and proof of insurance, you immediately say, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Just like that. That's how you do it. Just like that. Just like that. Immediately. No delay. Now listen further.
I stopped you because you're not wearing a seatbelt.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So you pulled right out of that parking
Now
lot.
he agreed.
You looked directly at me. Had a clear and unobstructed view of your whole shoulder area. Did not see a seatbelt, sir. Hi. How you doing?
For your safety and mine, I hope you know this stop's recorded.
That's fine, sir.
All right, cool.
If you're going to say anything at all, flip your trifold open and show him that you have a right to record police. It's your First Amendment right. And you're invoking Turner versus Driver, who is a First Amendment auditor that made case law, Philip Turner, an absolute G, just like that. Just like that. That's how you do it. You got your trifold ready to go. I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. That's how you do it. Let's listen a little bit more.
Is Clopper Road, apartment A2, still your current address?
I apologize, officer. I don't answer any questions.
No. So you don't apologize. You simply say, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. There it is, right there. You say, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Hellos for suckers.
You don't answer any questions?
No, I do not.
Okay. Well, I hope it is. Because if the address isn't current, whatever.
I just want my citation.
Whatever
Stop
ticket
playing
gets
with the
mailed
window.
to you, they won't be able to get it to you. So I just want to make sure you don't get a failure to appear.
Well, if you want to give me one, I shouldn't worry about it. I should be able to take care of the citation without worrying about mail, right?
Okay.
All right.
All right, sir. Sit tight.
Be quiet.
All right, sir. License, registration. Citation for
Hey.
not being restrained. Okay, all the options are actually printed on it. I don't know if you want me to go through them.
Nah, I ain't even worried about that.
Okay.
But like 5 days ago when I got pulled over, you said you ain't had no problem with me recording, but you took that time to turn my phone off and hide it under my seat. Why was that, sir?
At that time, you were actually placed under arrest, which means
But-
you no longer have the opportunity to record, sir. That was when you were placed under arrest for the odor of CDS, and you and your vehicle were searched, correct?
Yeah. But no officer, in my experience, has ever hidden the phone, turned it off, and then you actually showed it to me and started recording
Put
it.
it on your seat.
Do you know that the camera recorded as you put it down there? Do you know that when you were trying to cover it up with your hand, it still saw?
Yeah, it was still on there.
I have a dash cam, sir.
I was trying to figure out a way to turn it off because, like I said, at that time you were no longer allowed to record. You were under arrest.
Oh, okay, all right, cool.
Okay, sir. All right, here's your citation.
All right, man, don't get shot out there, man. Be careful,
Make
bro.
sure you put your seatbelt on for me, sir.
All right, cool. I mean, I had it on last time, but it's all.
Put your seatbelt on for me. Listen. We've seen it. We've seen it time and time again. These guys don't care about us. They don't care about you. They don't care about your process. They don't care about your life. You can't trust them. You have to invoke your Fifth Amendment right, get your license, registration, proof of insurance on a laminated card, use your trifold, use your cop cards, protect yourself. Invoke your rights and stand on your rights. That's all you can do. It sucks, but it does suck. It does suck. Do me a favor, put in the comment section for me, OTVO, overturn Terry versus Ohio. And the reason why is because it allows cops to enter into your life with reasonable, articulable suspicion. Matt, what's going on, my friend? Roger, good to see you, brother. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Christopher, BZ Watchdog. What's going on, BZ Watchdog? Shanta, make sure you email me or call me. I got hoodies in now, and I think I owe you a hoodie. And then I got my buddy Conkler. Conkler got a hoodie coming out. And then Jungle is Massive has a poster coming out. Can't wait to get your poster to you. Rip was here. Good to see you, Artisto. Bruce, God bless you, Bruce. It's always good to see you, my friend. Eric is here. Northeast Colorado Cop Block. Holly, what is going on? Holy Star, how are you? Nice to see you. Gilbert. Christopher, what is going on? Ninja. Marauder is here. Stacy, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it. Mama Lion. Roger again. Shanta. Rip. What is going on, my friends? Kevin, good to see you. Kinetics Customs and Racing. Listen, remember what I'm doing. If you guys go to my website and you get a trifold on deletelaws.com, I'm giving you the cop cards for free. I'm emailing you my poster for free. I'm emailing you my ebook for free. And then I'm going to email you a digital copy of this so you can print it out, give it to your friends and family. What's the matter, you? What's the matter, you? What's the matter, you? Kevin, good to see you, my friend. Listen, Team DLZ is coming out. We got Team DLZ coming out. I've been doing so much stuff behind the scenes. I've been so busy trying to get all this stuff done. So I have Team DLZ coming out. Team DLZ is coming out. I'm gonna call the guy as soon as we get done. Chille V was here. Nice to see you, Chille. Thank you. I really appreciate you coming. Always good to see you. Always good to see you. All right, listen, I got to get the flock out of here. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I'll see you guys on the next one. Mikey B. Later, Gators.